Yes, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Wednesday Night Kiki. It is our 2020 year-end wrap-up episode. So basically what we're going to be doing is, oh yeah, that's still the music playing in the background. I was like trying to do the titty shimmy. Anyway, we have an exciting show for you guys today. We are going to be talking about everything from Mariah Carey, the Pose, the RuPaul. We got stuff on Nutmeg. Tiffany New York Pollard is being accused of being transphobic. We got that clip. Y'all need to hear that because Twitter is ablaze with this tea, and we got to talk about it. We also got some Real Housewives of Potomac news where we're going to basically break down Andy Cohen problematic ass when it comes to the motherfucking reunions. Like, I've been seeing it for a while. I've been talking about it for the longest. I even mentioned it on last week's show, but I've seen that. I'm noticing everybody else is saying and seeing what I've been seeing for years. But now it's all coming to light, I guess, because everybody got their eyes wide open from everything that's going on. So yeah, we're going to drag that old snowflake through the mud. And I'm not talking about because he's a white man. I'm talking about because that shit he like snorting up his goddamn nose, which I brought to y'all long before Kathy Griffin spilled that tea when he, pretty much dismissed her off of that whole Trump head thing. So yeah, we're going to break that down. Plus, I'm going to talk a little bit about my top list of albums of 2020. I got that list. We're going to talk about it. And then also we have a very special guest coming in. Yes, we got celebrity interview. I'm going to be interviewing someone. He's a reality star. We're going to and a makeup artist to the stars. So we're going to be talking with the R guy from G Status ATL. He's going to be coming in. We're going to spill the tea. We're going to find out some shit too. And we're going to get into that infamous fight that he and Delicious had on the show. So we're going to break all that down and get a little, we're going to get a little Wendy Williams, but I'm going to get all about the relationship and all that other good stuff that's going on. So, with that being said, what I want to do is I want to get into a couple of topics, and then we're going to bring EJ in because he's going to be joining me as well in doing a couple of topics. So one of the topics I want to get into, let's talk about Mariah Carey. So I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. She had the memoir that came out, which is called The Meaning of Mariah Carey. I absolutely love that book. The funny thing was I was supposed to sit and do a whole review and do a whole Mariah thing, but for some reason, I don't know, just my spirit wasn't just feeling it. But whenever it's the nature calls, I do like to talk about it. I do like to bring it up and praise it when need be. I love the book. The book was a great listen. Well, I don't read anymore. I like to read bitches. I don't read books. I just listen to books now because Audibles, in my opinion, are way more entertaining than sitting there reading it. And plus, I feel like Mariah has started a new trend where not only you getting her reading the book to you, but there's also music interludes that are thrown in for good measure as well. So you're getting her singing like parts of the songs that she came up with, and you're getting, so you get those little moments of her singing, which I actually enjoyed. And I felt like it made me feel like I was a part of the book in some sort of way just by listening to it and hearing her sing and listening to her voice and her reading the book and all this stuff. So yeah, she gets into it from the her painful growing up as a biracial girl and the bullshit she had to endure from the fact of how people treat her because they found out she had a black father to some of the microaggressions that came from her own white mother. So there was all of that, plus her tumultuous relationship with Tommy Mottola and, her referring to the mansion they lived in as Sing Sing. And, we learn about Luis Miguel. And then, of course, we hear about her marriage to Nick Cannon and her dating Tanaka, who she was involved with long before she met Nick. I didn't even know that until I read the book or listened to it. Keep saying reading, but, until I listened to the Audible and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then she talks about glitter and so many other things that was going on. But I kind of went, the one thing I did want her to talk about was her tumultuous time on American Idol and her and the Nicki Minaj thing. I would have loved for her to talk about that, but I guess that was just something she just didn't feel was necessary. But I would have loved to have seen that play out in the book as well, because I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall or get her perspective of what had happened then. So the latest on that is she spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, but she's bringing it up again. Now she's talking about that she wants to turn the book into a film, which I think is a brilliant idea, by the way. Yes, look at this Mariah. Bring them boobies on, honey. Come on, titties. Okay, anyway. So she's talking about that. She's also thinking about directing the film, which Okay, so here's what she said. She says, "Me and a secret friend of mine." I think that secret friend is Lee Daniels, by the way, are talking about me directing and what it would look like. She went on to add, "People have also been reaching out to me about it. People I haven't heard from in years saying this has to be a series or a movie or whatever it's going to be. These things take a long time, so it's going to be what it is, but I believe in it. I'm really looking forward to it, even just as a viewer, seeing these stories come to life." Um, she also said that it took her a while to find the courage to tell her true life story. And here's what she said on that. She says, "It took me a lifetime to have the courage and the clarity to write my memoir. I want to tell the story of the moments, the ups and downs, the triumphs and traumas, the debacles and the dreams that contributed to the person I am today." She also talked about like how she would sneak around behind Tommy's back to get with Derek Jeter, and how she had her assistant pretty much distract the driver who pretty much worked for Tommy and would, you know, tell him and call him up and tell him, whatever, every little move that she was making, because pretty much he was, he had spies everywhere. So seeing all that play out would be relatively interesting. What also has me wonder. I always wonder how is Thalia feeling, being married to Tommy. Does he treat her the same way he treated Mariah? Like, these are little things I would like to know. Like, has Tommy changed with his new wife, who is a well-known big-time pop singer, Thalia, versus how he treated Mariah, or did all of a sudden was that a one-time thing? So I kind of wonder, like, what's that whole trajectory like? But I'm actually looking forward to this. Me personally, I don't want to see this as a movie. I think it would be relatively interesting if they did maybe like a series a la what they're doing with Selena on Netflix. I'm not saying that y'all had that. First of all, the Selena thing on Netflix, I know there was so much division with that. Like, I've never seen this is like as much division between that whole thing, similar to what we're getting with the new Wonder Woman 1984. There's some people who love it. There's some people who absolutely hate it. I don't hate that movie, by the way. I was disappointed that it went from you setting up all these things with the first movie, and then when we get the sequel, it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's just a complete shift in tone. Even in the same movie, like, it starts out dark in one way, and then all of a sudden it becomes this light, cheesy 80. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what happened like, the movie was all over the place. I'm not here to talk about Wonder Woman. That's not a whole big thing. But what I'm trying to say is, compared to Mariah, I don't think her story is a 2-hour tale to spill. I think it should be a series. I would like to see a mini series, kind of like what they did with New Edition on BET. I'm not saying that Mariah shit biopic needs to go to BET. First of all, Mariah is too big for a BET, a MTV, or any other, or even Lifetime. Like, I don't even want to see that on there. I think this needs to be picked up on a streaming service. I would like to see it as something with Netflix or Hulu or even Amazon, and give her like maybe it could be like a 3 or 4 part, or maybe even a 6-part series, breaking it all down from the time she was a kid to her like making it in the music business, that rise, and then all through her relationships and everything that goes on in her life. So I really feel like it should be a stressed out thing, so we can get to know Mariah, the person and the character and the diva and all that stuff, so we can get to see different sides of her, because I don't think we'll truly get that with a movie with her. And to me, with her directing, I don't see a problem with that. Like, I know everybody's like, "Oh, well, Glitter is terrible." First of all, Glitter was not of her control. That was a Columbia Pictures movie, which was, of course, under the umbrella of her being part of Columbia Records and Sony, which, of course, Tommy Mottola had a whole control over. So Tommy was the one who kept going in and changing things and doing this, that, and the other. And every day she was like, "We're shooting." Oh, I see our guys in the building. But yeah, so we're going to finish this, and then, yeah, we'll bring him in. He's saying he's late, but child, we just started, so you're good. But so yeah, overall, I want to say, Mariah, I'm looking forward to seeing this biopic. And look, Madonna is directing her own biopic, and hers is going into a theater, which I'm not that excited about that, but I get it. She wants an Oscar. So this is why she wants to go in and pretty much have it as a movie in a theater. I don't know how long it's going to be, but Miss Thing has been making music for almost 4 decades. So I don't know how you're going to squeeze 4 decades of stuff in a 2-hour movie. But if she gives me like something similar to what's Love Got to Do with It, which I consider a cinematic masterpiece, minus, I don't think Madonna got her ass beat by any of her husbands, except there were rumors about her and Sean Penn and how tumultuous that marriage was. So we'll see how that all plays out when that film goes. But good luck to you, Mariah. And yes, I am excited and I'm really looking forward to seeing this biopic. Now, the next story that we have is let's talk about Pose. So Billy Porter recently did an interview with live with Kelly and Ryan, except Kelly wasn't there, thank you, Jesus, because she irks my entire spirit. So instead they had George Stephanopoulos, how the hell do you say that man name? George Stephanopoulos' wife. I totally forgot her name, but y'all know who he's married to. Allie Wentworth. I don't know how I forgot her name just now, but anyway, she was guest co-hosting alongside Miss Seacrest. And he basically spilled the tea on what's going on. So we all know that back in October, they actually started filming Pose because, Miss Rona and everything that was going on with that. But one of the questions that I had that I was worried about a bit was what's going on with the ballroom scenes? Because a lot of times we watch Pose, those ballroom scenes, those are my favorite moments. With Pray Tell and the little one-liners that he throws, and we see the girls with their outfits and going all out and the voguing and all this stuff. I live for ballroom. I live for the ballroom scene. I live for all of that. So I'm pretty excited about what they're going to do with that. But he said they haven't even started filming those ballroom scenes yet. So I was curious as to how they're going to put this all together. And here's what he says. Because he did say he's grateful to be back working and they have strict protocols in place to protect them from COVID. I also had no idea that FX is now owned. Maybe I did know this, but I forgot. FX is owned by Disney. So Disney is pretty much in control of FX. And I don't know how that's going to work, but okay. But I forgot. Fox, Disney, that whole thing. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. So he says, it's not the easiest version of filming a television show that I've ever been part of, but I'm grateful that we are back to work. Disney is now the parent company of FX, and they have really taken this seriously. They've taken the science seriously, and they are keeping all of us very safe during the process. Now, y'all know that season 2 finale aired back in August of 2019, but of course, because of Miss Rona, they had to postpone and figure out how all this is going to be going on. So he says that they're still trying to figure out how they're going to film and how they're going to put everything together and how they're going to get everybody in the room. So they said once they could get it under a whole COVID situation, they'll figure out how to film those ballroom scenes. But you know what? Now that we're giving out vaccines and people are getting their shots. My father told me when I spoke to him the other day when I went to visit my Christmas, he said he already got his COVID. He already got his, the shot of the vaccine. And that's because he works in a hospital. So the people who work in medicine are the ones who are getting, the injections first. Then you have to wait 3 weeks and then you get a second shot. So, and then soon I believe those of us who are, because yes, this is not my only source of income, y'all. Quiet as this kid. Us essential workers will be getting the shots next. So I'll probably be getting my injection sometime in January. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm sure they'll start shelling it out. And I would say personally what they need to do with Pose, push it to as far as you can. And then once you wrap up the season, once you can get those, you could film those, you could spend maybe a week or two filming all your ballroom scenes, having them change costumes. I know it's going to be exhausting because that's got to be a lot for someone like Billy Porter to be doing those scenes where he's standing up on a podium and shouting those lines, and that has to take a lot of energy. But I'm sure at the end of the day they'll figure out how to make those scenes work and shoot what they need to shoot when they need to shoot it. So I'm pretty excited about this new season of Pose because here's the thing. I don't know what I would have done if they would have cut out all those damn ballroom scenes because I feel like that's what makes Pose what it is. So if we're going to have a season 3 without ballroom, color me upset. So I'm trying to figure. So are we moving on to a different topic or because I know we have our celebrity guest that's going to be coming in, but what we want to do is we want to kind of set it up. So I'll get into what I'll do is I'll talk about Miss RuPaul Andre Charles, and then I'll talk about RuPaul a bit, and then we'll go into a commercial break. So one of the stories that's come out this week, because they gave a 10-minute preview of the episode's opening act, and it's basically saying that the show has changed its catchphrase. Now with RuPaul's Drag Race, it has ladies, start your gentlemen, start your engines and may the best woman win. So now that we have a trans male drag queen now part of the show, and Drag Race has been a little problematic in regards of some of the stuff that they've said in the past in regards of how trans people are treated on the show. Like they just continue to keep it one way, where we have cis males performing in drag, which, look, we know that drag comes in all different shapes, sizes, and genders. If you've ever gone to a drag show, there's all different types of drag queens. Oh, that picture's tiny. Oh, let me shut up. We have drag queens that come in all different shapes, sizes, and genders. So we see that when we go out to the clubs, and based on a lot of the drag queen friends that I know. But this show particularly, I guess they wanted to show only a specific representation of drag, which would be men who dress up as women, because that's the world that RuPaul comes from. Even though I'm sure he's gone to a club and he knows plenty of trans women that he has partied with and performed beside. I mean, he knows Lena Bradford, who is a well-renowned trans. She used to do drag as Girl Lena, but now she's a well-renowned trans talk show host, performer, DJ. Like, I met her, and the funny thing she said to me when I met DJ Lena in LA when she was spinning at Avita, she was like, "Oh, we could be cousins." I was like, "Oh, I know," because we did kind of favor each other. Like, she literally looks like a cousin of mine. So when we had that transaction, I just found it funny. But Ru has encountered plenty, but Candace Kane, like, he's known Candace Kane since forever. And so he's encountered these people. However, I guess with this show, they wanted to have one specific representation of what drag is. But if you want to keep this show going, you're going to have to evolve it. So the new phrase is going to be racers, start your engines and may the best drag queen win. Which I know it feels a little bizarre to say that, but I actually like the phrase. I like them saying racers, start your engines and may the best drag queen win, because RuPaul's Drag Race, referring to them as racers, they're it's a competition. So referring to them as racers, I think it's cute. Also, may the best drag queen win. At the end of the day, they're all in drag. They're all queens. So whatever you dress up as, or whatever your geesh is, I agree with that. So I like the new phrase, and I'm glad that they're slowly, it's taken them a long time, but I like the fact that they're evolving the show. So yeah. So you know what? I'm looking forward to the new season of Drag Race, which is coming on this Friday, January 1st at 8 p.m. And then, yeah. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about The View's Nutmeg McCain and her little shady-ass tweet. This is something I definitely want to bring up with EJ. And then we're going to talk about Monique and Real Housewives of Potomac, that whole situation. And then we're going to bring in a reality star by the name of our guy from G-Status ATL. So yes, I don't know if y'all out here watching the gay reality shows, but honey, they are bringing it way better than this boring ass season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, I ain't gonna call Real Housewives of Potomac boring because it was everything but, which is why we all talking about it. But G-Status, y'all not watching this show on YouTube, y'all don't know what the hell y'all missing. I did miss a couple of episodes, forgive me, because my bitch been busy, but I've been watching. And so we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. So we're going to take a short little gay break. And we'll be right back with this very special episode of Wednesday Night KIKI.
Listen, let me tell you something, Tamara. I am a survivor of a domestic violence relationship. And not at any point was David and I in an abusive relationship.
He says you videotaped it and that you threatened to show.
No, I voice recorded it. He videotaped it. He has a camera in his car.
Does that video or your voice recording show any physical abuse?
No, it doesn't. I mean, he showed text messages and between he and I.
But nothing that substantiates. You say what?
No, he has the videotape. He has it. It was in his car. Release it. No, let me tell you something, Tamara. I loved David. He was my best friend. He was an amazing, amazing partner. He was my best friend as well. They were best friends. And it's just so hard because through everything else, I never expected this from him. Now, I have to be real with myself. Is he acting like this because he found me the way that he found me? Probably. I don't know.
We're going to let you get yourself together.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Wednesday Night KIKI, a very special episode where we're basically wrapping up 2020 and going to go right into 2021. So our official season of Wednesday Night KIKI will begin sometime in January 2021. Haven't decided on the date yet, so we're probably going to wait maybe midway and then bring it back. But yeah, we got a lot of exciting things that's going to be happening. We're going to have some celebrity guests. We're going to be bringing in some friends of mine who are going to come in and kiki with us and jump in on the celebrity news and gossip and all the hot topics that's going on. Well, will be happening in that time. I don't know yet. I'm not, the oracle. I'm not Oda Mae Brown. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. But yes, I'm really excited about what's to come with Wednesday Night KIKI. We're constantly evolving the show, and yes, On the Line is still going to be around, and I'm going to be developing more shows and all the other stuff. And one of the things we're going to be doing is a lot more celebrity interviews. We have one today. So we have our guy from G Status that we're going to be bringing out in just a moment. Yes, we got him in backstage. So we're going to bring him in and we're going to talk about this season and everything that's going on and what's going on with him and what he's got going on, all that good stuff. But before we do that, I want to bring in Mr. EJP from Host Chat Live and DTA Podcast, who I want him to chime in with me, not only on this interview, child, But we need to talk about this whole thing with Nutmeg shady ass already starting her shit on social media before her new season, before she comes back from maternity leave. I think on Monday. And then we're gonna talk about Potomac and all other stuff. So I want to chime in. And if y'all, whoever are watching, leave in the comments so it pops up. We could put it in the thing and I can respond and all that good stuff. So yeah. Mr. EJP, where are you? I hear you in the background. I hear something. What happened? I hear you. I'm like, what happened? She got her jacket on. She got her little hat on. She got her drink. I had mine earlier. So, you know, I need to be
well, this is just some good little raspberry tea, honey. Okay.
Oh, so
you want to be sober. Not tonight.
Exactly. I had me some root beer, and I would say a splash of bourbon, but honey, I don't do splashes. That was at least a good 6 count that I put in there. But anyway, yeah, so let's talk about Miss Nutmeg McCain, because I know you and I pretty much, our assessments are usually, you know, we hear when it comes to the whole nutmeg thing. So, and her and The View. So yeah, The View is coming back. They're on their little hiatus, you know, holiday hiatus. And then they'll be coming back on Monday. You know, she's been on maternity leave since what, September? So she's been off a good 3 months after she gave birth to Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. You know, I can't refer to her as Liberty. I have to do the Liberty commercial. So Liberty saved Dominic McCain. She always looks angry.
Yeah.
So yeah,
can't help it.
Yeah, so she pretty much said this. I'm so excited to take my spot as the conservative seat back at the Hot Topics table virtually on Monday. Did I miss anything while on maternity leave? Girl, don't play stupid. It's like, I was about to say, girl, please stop talking right now, which is what Whoopi said to her over the summer. But the funny thing is, it's like, honey, was that a direct jab at Anna Navarro? Because all the ladies have pretty much been up there having their little, you know, back and forth. They've been conversing. They've been getting, like, they've had their little debates and they've gotten along. But I guess she's thinking like we're all missing that, her being disrespectful to, you know, her co-host. And my thing is this: I'm all for differences of opinion. That if you don't agree with what I'm thinking politically, that's okay. But we can come to a common ground, and you can basically be respectful that my views are different than yours. Nutmeg has not fit. Yeah, I don't call her Megan McCain. I call her Nutmeg. Because the bitch is crazy. But my thing is, to me, she seems to not be respectful of other people's opinion. If they don't agree with her, but I'm just trying to explain how the conservative people think. We don't give a fuck, quite frankly. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what your conservative view is, because your conservative view is completely out of touch with the rest of reality. You're a privileged, rich white girl.
Right.
Who is famous because of your father, who you continuously remind us of every chance you get. And the only reason why a lot of us won Arizona was because of your mother. The Democrats. Because, you know, her mother, Cindy McCain, she helped flip Arizona, and Arizona is now a blue state. So I'm not that excited for her to come back. Like, I'll watch and I'll see how it is, but I just feel like we're just going to go back to the same old bullshit. And she just thinks that, I have this image to uphold, and I have to come in and I have to be polarized, and I have to be mean, and I have to be a bitch, and I have to be all these certain things. And it's like, people are hoping that, you know, I always thought that a baby softens you as a mother. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. Interesting. So these thoughts are double folded here. Anyone that listens to my show, Host Chat Live, you guys know I do not care. This girl, you know, we're just on a different side of politics here, and that's just the tea. But you know, I really think that this is the last hurrah with Nutmeg McCain. I'm kind of over it like you. I mean, anyone that follows the timeline, that's the only reason why The View goes viral. Clearly, they're missing their true hardcore conservative. And as you said, you know, you're reading the Sunny Hostin book, and the Sunny Hostin book basically breaks down and talk about no one likes her. You know, I spoke about on my previous episode, Host Chat Live, about how, you know, when the whole the picture went out, everyone's doing virtual, and the picture went out in one of the episodes, and Whoopi and Sarah held it down, and then OK Magazine did a little gossip type thing, and I believe some of it because it's like, you know, and alluding to the fact that, you know, that there's some backstage things going on. If you're Lenny's book, clearly ABC is not, you know, ABC Disney is not the most, you know, racist free place. Let's say, I mean, anywhere that's racist free, but you know, clearly there's some issues going on with discrimination. And like you said, Sonny talks about Barbara Fadilla, who got fired from Disney, a head executive at Disney, saying racist things about Robin Roberts, Sonny Hostin, a lot of black employees at ABC saying that
Sonny, what does she call it? Low rent?
Yeah, low rent. And it's just really interesting. Yeah, so I don't know, but I do know Nutmeg. I think this is the end, for the beginning of the end for her. I hope so. And all we could do is just hope that the producers are, you know, honestly, like I mean, me, you, and DJ, you know, we have these conversations off air and just break down, like, this is what they want. They wanted the conservative, the true conservative, you know, modus operandi, if you will. Like, they wanted someone to specifically help them go viral, and does, you know, because her views are the complete opposite of any normal person. Like, but it works, you know, and but we can't continue to allow her to get us like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part, because it's like, you know, you wanna go there with her because she really doesn't give a damn, you know, and none of them do. And all I gotta say is we have less than 20 days left of this nightmare we lived through. It's not over. But clearly, I think the nightmare of Nutmeg McCain, her days are numbered too, because clearly, as Joe Biden gets inaugurated in the next 20-some days, what else does she has left? You know, the Republican Party is literally non-American. They're not American, you know, and all is on Atlanta, Georgia. And I just pray to God that, you know, it's going down, you know, and we got literally less than a week to either, you know, we win back control, or we'll see Nutmeg at The View for a good long time. So
it's just basically, where does she fit into the narrative of where The View is going? Like, they've now that we're talking less and less and less about the clown in chief. Where does she fit in with the narrative? Because remember, she did say that she doesn't like because she's close with Joe Biden and she knows him, just like she's very biased towards that Queen Lindsey Graham, that Southern Belle. Where does she fit in regards to the narrative of where we're going in regards to the culture? Now, don't think that because the fat orange Oompa Loompa is getting kicked out of the White House, kicking and screaming, whether he likes it or not, that racism all of a sudden is cured. Like, it magically just turns to dust. Like, you know, Thanos snapping his damn fingers. Like, that's not how it's going to work. Racism still, you know, wafting and sifting in the air, it's still there. Yeah, we still got to deal with you know, reparations and all these other things that we need to be dealing with, the ongoing racism in this country, the microaggressions. And speaking of microaggressions, we're going to talk about that Queen Andy Cohen in a minute, his micro goddamn aggression. But when we speak about these things, it's like, where does she fit in regards to the narrative? I don't see where she fits, and she's going to find out real quick that because of the way everything is going now, that thing that she tried to do that worked because the orange fat fuck was in office, that's not going to work anymore, and people are going to get tired of it. Like, I heard, like, when you were telling me, like, on the timeline, that it's still that energy is still the same in regards to, like, whether she was there or not. And I heard the ratings went up when she was on maternity leave. So do we really need Nutmeg spanking up the joint on with her views on the View. They that thirsty to to start fights with her and Joy. Like I don't see it. I don't get it. I mean I'll watch and see how she is, but if it's back to this I'm just gonna have to be like. Wait, what? No, I'm just gonna have to be like.
But I think we have to deal with the fact that it is. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like you know that it's gonna be exactly what we don't want it to be, But that's what it has become. We got to deal with it, and like I said, see the future of this country, and she's toxic. So, and we all pray for that child, liberty, liberty, liberty. But right now her view is un-American, Chris, and no one likes her unless you are conservative and crying to take over this democracy, which is American. So, she's in a rock and a hard place, which is why she's angry. Hashtag nutmeg.
The only one that likes her is Clay Aiken, her best friend. Nobody claims that queen, honey. Just like ain't nobody claiming Andy Cohen. But okay, so what we're gonna do right now? Well, we do want to bring up Real Housewives of Potomac, but I feel like with the whole reality thing, I also want to get when we bring in our guy, I want to basically get his opinion on if he's been watching any of the other reality shows or what he thinks about reality TV today. So those are the questions I'm gonna be asking. Yeah. I know we got him backstage, so I don't know. Can you hear us? With questions on what I be feeling like Wendy Williams time. I'm gonna ask him this, I'm ask him that, huh?
Well, let's take a quick break and then get him on the line on the line to chat with us about this reality
shows on the line.
Drama of it all. Okay. Hello, this is what happens when you're producing multiple shows, but so let's do that, and we'll get our guy here to chop it up with us about it and about his time on G status and everything. So stick around, guys. You're listening to watch Wednesday Night KIKI year-end show.
We do a podcast too. That's why we be getting them. To come across from queerty. Oh yes, he got the picture and everything. Shout out to and right on time, which is like kismet. So as I said, my picture comes in. But anyway, so this is a Cuban clairvoyant with over 3.5 million Facebook fans. Her name is Moni Vidente, and 900,000 followers on Instagram. So they're saying many believe she has the ability to acutely read minds and predict the future, like Walter Mercado. But if you're a member of the Latino community, you shall not throw shade at Walter Mercado. I love Walter Mercado, but I say my little jokes, and it is what it is. So this week she stopped by the Mexican talk show called Contigo, which in English means with you, to share her latest psychic. So during the appearance, Moni claimed that Maluma is madly in love with Jennifer Lopez, who he recently collaborated with on the single Pati and Lonely. I should also point out that they're in a movie together. I think it's called I Had Just Heard, Delayed to the Summer. It's supposed to come out around Valentine's Day, but due to coronavirus and all this other stuff that's going on, we heard that Pfizer has a vaccine that they're pushing through and stocks up going, all this other stuff. Hoping to have something out and then movie theater summertime, so that's why they pushed it. Because I don't see movie theaters opening up early next year. I don't. I just see like summer, things will probably get back to 7. So she's alleging that she says Maluma fell very much in love with Jennifer Lopez, saying that he's drawn to her because she's a 51-year-old woman. Does she remind him of his mother of some sort? Because, you know, J-Lo is that age. Not only that, but James Lopez is Maluma. In fact, they're having a secret affair. That they've had a sexual relationship. And the pair talks about their deep love for one another, time on the phone and on WhatsApp. Okay, girl. Also alleged that in addition to being obsessed, Maluma is also sexually attracted to both men and women. She says Maluma is bisexual. He is with someone from Colombia who is also a singer. Who? J Balvin? Put me on. So in addition to allegedly engaging in a secret affair with J-Lo, Maluma is also allegedly hooking up with a male singer from Colombia. All of this, of course, is complete and utter BS. I'm just going to say that, you know what? I don't know if I believe this story. While I'm entertained by it, while it's cute and all that good stuff, I don't know if I believe this Charo-looking bitch is talking about Maluma is into having a secret affair with a singer from Colombia. Who's the Colombian singer? Like, if you out here spilling tea, spill all of it, Miss Clairvoyant. Come on, Oda Mae Brown, spill the tea. Let us know who it is. J-Lo is engaged to A-Rod. And Maluma has said in the past that he's not into guys. And if he were, he would most definitely say so. This is what he said in February. And he also said, the one who said that I'm gay, lend me your girlfriend to see how gay I am. I hate when people say that, because then I look at you, that, okay, let me show you how gay I am. It just shows like, oh, that's just some typical heterosexual BS that y'all like to say to prove how much of a man you are. And Maluma might be a little fluid, possibly. I mean, he is a good-looking man. He's a pretty boy. He called himself pretty boy, dirty boy. So he is of the pretty boy spectrum. He is a good-looking. I could definitely see him getting free for being sexually fluid or whatever the case. And if it is, so what? Who cares? Look, Ricky Martin cannot be the only homosexual or the only man. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back from that very gay break since we were talking about Maluma. I don't know if y'all seen past episodes of Wednesday Night Kiki, but you can see that episode in full, one of the old episodes. It's up on the YouTube page. So just look up Chris Avalon on YouTube. It's there. So what I want to do right now is bring in a celebrity guest. He is a musician, an actor, and a makeup guru who has painted the faces of people such as Mama D from the Real Housewives of Real Housewives. Oh, bitch, no. Look, all them shows is one and the same. They all follow the same goddamn format. Love and hip hop.
Are you revealing something?
I meant Love and Hip Hop. Girl, I mess up the intro already. But anyway,
yes.
He has a song out called
Before and
what?
No, I was gonna say, but first let's roll this package here and get to know our guy just a bit and sit on the rest.
Yes. A little intro before the intro.
I've been in.
All right. It's coming, guys.
In this industry longer than you can probably count on 2 hands. I started in this industry in a little old dorm room at Morehouse College. That's right, my freshman year, beating on face and never looked back. I originally found out about G-Status through my bestie, Charlie X. That's right, that's my boy. Charlie is like the little brother that I've always had. There's no wrong he can really do, even sometimes when I want to go across his head. But that's my little brother, and if any bitch try him, it's going to.
Oh, yes. So without further ado, let's bring him on in. Hey. One and only our guy. Ew. Oh, yes. You better work that hat.
Hey, guys.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for coming on and doing our messy ass show.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. I'm so glad that you guys asked.
Yes, because we definitely need to bring to people. Yeah, we need to bring to attention to a lot of the LGBT reality shows, which I don't think are getting enough love. Everybody wants to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all these other shows that have been taking our lingos and things of that nature for years. So it's good to see a platform that is given to many gay men and trans women, or just people of the queer spectrum, and then you're getting to show what you do, as well as y'all bring the reads and you bring the shades, and of course we got to talk about it because we're going to talk about your situation with Miss Duchess. I mean, with Delicious. We got to talk about that and that whole drama that's been going on with y'all, and then I want to also get into your friendship, because you're pretty much brothers, with the one and only Charlie Exile. But before that, I want to let people get to know you a little bit. So tell us about like who you are, where you're from, like how the whole Morehouse College thing, and what made you get into makeup and that sort of thing.
Okay, before we get started, is anybody else getting some weird feedback, or is it just me?
Oh, I don't know. I don't hear anything.
You don't? Okay. All right. Well, cool.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that. It's you.
It could be mine, but so originally I am from Atlanta, Georgia, but I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but I was raised in a small town called Sanford, Florida, and from there I matriculated through school, ended up at Morehouse College, where I had some of the best experiences of my life. I really made a lot of friendships that I still have to this day. I learned a lot, and that is kind of where I found my passion for beauty, and I started my entire journey there. So I actually started doing makeup out of my dorm room.
Okay. And so I know you've also Oh, I was like, so I know you've also done makeup for a lot of famous people, particularly Mama D. Is there anybody else that you've beat the face of that we would know?
Oh, I've worked with a plethora of other people. I've worked with Karen King. I've worked with Mama Jones. I've worked with Deb Atney. I've worked with Chili. I've worked with Jill Scott. I've worked with DJ Drama. I've worked with Young Jock. I've worked with Dr. Heavenly, Quad.
Yeah, we love the Married to Medicine girls.
Yes, I love them as well. Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm and anybody who I left out, like I love you. I've been doing makeup for a long time, so I've got to work with a lot of beautiful people along the way, and it is one of the reasons why I love what I do, and I love to be able to express myself through my artistry of makeup.
Yeah, one of the great things that I've always loved about makeup artists, particularly, or people that work behind the scenes, whether it's hair, makeup, or even in any part of the beauty situation, when you work with celebrities, you get all the good tea from them as well, because they will dish it to you. I know, because I've been on many a sets where they be beating your face and stuff, and this is what they. I'm not gonna ask you any of that because we don't want to be that messy. But one of the questions I want to know, because you said you work with Deb Annie, do you think she a Trump supporter? Because that's the storyline they trying to run with on that growing up hip hop.
Oh, is it?
I don't believe it. I think it's a made up storyline, but I just wanted to see if you believe it.
Well, okay, so I want to say two things about what you just asked me, if it's okay.
Yeah.
One, it's funny. I have thought about writing some type of a book about all my experiences with the Love and Hip Hop mothers, because I pretty much work with every single mom except for probably like Rashida's mother.
Okay.
So I've had crazy experiences with each and every one of them.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But great experiences. But nonetheless, Deb Atney. I've had some very interesting experiences with Deb Atney. And though she can be very peculiar, at times, I don't see her being but hey, who am I? If she is, God bless her. If she's not, God bless her. God bless her. We all have our own walk we have to walk in life and in our journeys through life. So, hey, if that is a part of her journey, being a Trump supporter, power to the people. Just we'll keep her in our prayers.
What he said. So, EJ, you have any questions? Are we frozen?
I think he's frozen.
Oh no.
I actually respect that of you. Yeah, I actually well, our guy, hello, we finally meet. Our guy has been vibing, whatnot. Oh, am I frozen or?
I almost feel like I have a bad connection. I almost want to leave out and come back in.
Can you see me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
And I don't know. Hello, technology. Shit happens. That's been the most.
Is it okay if I leave out and come back in? Because I feel like I have a bad connection as well, because everything sounds robotic.
Okay, you can leave it and come back.
Okay.
Because we were doing that before the show. So yeah.
No problem.
Yes, bear with us. Welcome to technology. Like, this is what you have to do when you can't get people in the room. Stuff happens.
So can you see me?
Connections I can see you now. Yeah, everything is working fine. So maybe it was the connection on his end. But yeah, we're gonna get our guy back because we got a lot more questions.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why.
Right. Yeah, that was we were vibing. Huh? What happened?
And I called I called Delicious Duchess. I'm like, look, I don't know. It's the drink.
Yeah.
I am here. I am sober.
Yeah. It happened.
No, we're not gonna be like Mariah Carey. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But what? Oh.
Right. No, but that was definitely vibing. And I definitely want to his viewpoints on the reality, with the pandemic. Is he back?
Mm-hmm.
I think he is. Let's try to get him back in here.
There he be.
Our guy.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, I'm back.
Connection looks better. Do we still sound robotic? Or
No, y'all sound so much better. You sound like people before. I was like, yo, am I tripping? But they sound like robots to me, and I know this is not the real voice. Okay, so yes, I am back, and you guys sound great. It's a pleasure to meet you guys.
Thank you. Restart. Rewind.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. Oh, so I was thinking about, I'm just glad we have you on here, and I want to get someone's perspective from about reality TV. We'll get into, like, I don't know if you've been watching The Real Housewives of Potomac, and what do you think network reality TV is going? Do you think it's dead and that there's a new revival on the internet? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you want to answer that now, like, because I just think like there's so much. It's entertaining when I watch your show, and then I watch The Come Up, and I watch all these other reality-based shows that feature a queer cast. Way more entertaining than what I'm getting from the Andy Cohen shows and all these other shows that we see on TV. So I feel like there's a resurgence happening on the internet. So I don't know. What say you?
Well, I would say, and I'm probably going to get so much backlash for this. I feel like everything I say, people want to beat me up. But
I know, I've been catching. They've been trying to come for you on the show. Every time you say something, it gets twisted and all that other stuff. So yeah, I get it. But
that's a whole nother.
God, you can't even like.
It's so good. I wouldn't even think about that. But that's a whole nother situation. But I feel like when you're watching these shows, like our shows, right? You have that feeling where you're more entertained, or it's just a connection that you have. Is because it's more authentic. And when I say that, I mean, a lot of the shows that we see, like on The Housewives and Love and Hip Hop and the, Married to Medicine and things, they take bits and pieces from our community, whether it's through makeup, whether it's through hair, styling, verbiage and language, dialect, those type of things, come from our community, and they use that and they insert them into their lives and their stories, and they benefit from it. So, it's crazy because when you think about it, there's not one single mainstream show that is on a network channel that is, okay, when it comes to reality, that is a reality show of a predominantly LGBTQ plus community. There's not one, and the only one that you can probably think of, RuPaul's Drag Race, but that is a competition show. So people love to see us compete, but yeah. So I mean, there needs to be shows like G Status on major platforms, so that people can get a deeper perception of what the LGBTQ has to offer. And I mean, everybody's different. There's no two thumbprints, two people's thumbprints that are the same, right? So everybody's unique in their own way. But I feel like a lot of times we are generalized or perceived to be put in boxes that we may not all check. And so when you have shows like G Status, you get to see a variety and a plethora of different personalities from the community, different representation, different perspectives, and different backgrounds. And so I think it's a need for it. So, I feel like a lot of these shows that are on air now are very recycled. It's very boring. I do not watch Housewives of Potomac. I have seen them on social media. I guess they had a fight on the show, and the young ladies were pulling each other's hair and stuff. I saw that, and I saw that their reunion. I didn't watch the reunion, but I saw like the photos and some clips from the reunion. So, and I heard that the reunion was really good. That was what a lot of people were saying. So obviously there has its moments, where it can be entertaining. But for the most part, it's the same bird, just different color feathers.
I agree. That's why I've kind of moved away from a lot of the network reality TV stuff, because it's like you're not giving me what I need or what I can take from it, which is I'm not seeing people that I can relate to. So when I watch G Status and so many of the other shows, even though everybody is different, there's always something you can take from each person and you can relate to it in some sort of way. So, what I also want to talk about is because I know you are really good friends with the one and only Charlie XL, who is on the show with you. And I know you said that he was the reason why you got on the show. So how has your experience been on G Status? And let people know, because G Status. Charlie XL is also a musician, for those who don't know. Was he an inspiration for you to get into music, or were you always into music long before y'all met, and then, or that sort of thing?
Gotcha. Okay, so before I answer that question, I want to say Charlie is, and if I've said this prior to, I correct myself, but Charlie is not the reason why I'm on G Status. I think it's a big misconception. Charlie is my best friend, one of my very close best friends, and he was a part of this platform. Behind the scenes, I was, there with him through a lot of the different things that he matriculated through while filming. But it wasn't like a thing where like Charlie brought me on. It had nothing to do with Charlie. Mm-hmm. Charlie just was a good part of the equation. So when I made it to the show, I actually made it to the show through another friend named Chanel. And so she does celebrity PR. She's done that for a long time, and she's well known in the community. And so she's actually the one that got me the interview with the producers and production, and went through that process, and I got on. So it just made sense. Yeah, I thought I was tiny. I'm like, I look like a little person.
That's why I just said, like, EJ, why is he so little?
And now you're little.
I know.
Honey, I shrunk the host. So anyway, so I got on the show, and it just made sense to introduce me in the way that I was introduced, because Charlie in real life, okay, outside of cameras, is really my best friend. So I know, and that was the kind of fear of me coming on the show, because it was like, dang, everybody's going to be like, it's Charlie's sidekick or Charlie's backup. Can he stand his own? I knew we was going to get a lot of that, but I think now, almost to the end of the season, people can see that I am definitely my own individual, and I definitely can stand. But your question, that wasn't even your question. I'm so sorry.
Right.
That's not. Look, I was thoroughly entertained by what you said. So whether or not you,
I just had to get that out. I'm sorry. I had to.
I totally get it, because the thing is, like, whenever you watch reality shows, they bring people in that they're friends with, and it is up to you to, be your own person, but also, if you are a friend of somebody, you have their back, and if they're wrong, you check them when they're wrong. So I don't understand why people would have a problem if, because you are a friend of someone on the show and you were brought on, that they would think, oh, well, you're the mouthpiece and you can't talk for yourself. And so I don't get people's mentality, or maybe that's just their way of trying to break you down, or, you know how they break a bitch in prison. Maybe they thought that's what they were going to do to you when you were on the show, and you pretty much proved them wrong. So I don't see why it's an issue to have somebody on a show that they're friends with. So yeah, I don't get that, but I get what you're saying.
It only makes sense. Only makes sense. So I wish I could remember the question though, so I can answer that.
Right.
I forgot myself. So
it came back to me.
He remembers. Hold on.
It came back to me. So you asked me, was I doing music before Charlie? Yes. I've actually done music all my life. I went to school for performance. I went to a performance school of arts, a school called Tajiri School of Arts in Sanford, Florida. It's actually a historic school for African Americans, and so I've been, professionally trained in drama, puppetry, instruments, dance, theater, uh, music, all those different things. So I've been doing that. I've been doing this since I was a baby. Stage plays and all kinds of things. So
Wow.
music, and I'm also a PK. I grew up singing in the
So you were meant
church.
for this.
So that has been a part of my life since I can remember. At least since I was like 5 or 6 years old. So yeah, I've always loved music. I've always written music. I've worked with a lot of different artists, independent artists in the industry, when it comes to their music and things like that. And so Charlie was a part of the process of me being like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I do it for so many other people. Why can't I do it for myself? So originally, how I got back into doing music for myself was I wrote a song that was supposed to be a collaboration with another artist. I was asked to write one of the verses, and the other artist, like turned me down. I mean, in so many words, okay? And so I was just like, this is
Oh,
dope.
wow.
This is lit. I don't care. That's nothing. I was like, you know what? If I could write this for them, I can definitely write something for me. So, of course, I went back, I tweaked the song. I tweaked the verse and turned it into an entire song, and which is made. Money all day, every day. Yes, t-shirts are available. Hit your boy up. And yes, so my single is out. It's available on all streaming platforms. I'm super excited about it. Working on getting the video together, and I'm crazy, y'all. Like creatively, my mind be like everywhere, and I want so much, but I have to be realistic. Being an independent artist, I know I can't have everything in one day, but I'm hoping and praying I can at least have it in 2 or 3. you know, but so yeah, I'm working on that. I'm super excited, but I'm
You
also working on
definitely,
a full.
you definitely will. I believe it.
And what else you working on?
A full body of music. So I will be doing an entire EP.
Oh,
I have my EP list. I'm just perfecting everything. Still, how that is, like tweaking and getting everything right. I'm so critical of myself and want to give the best version of myself that I can give when it comes to this, because it's very personal. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about that. And that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm doing. And I got some other business ventures that I'm doing. I'm excited to announce something tonight on y'all show too.
Oh yes,
that
I love an exclusive.
that yes, right. We actually have a clip of your song here, made. Let's take a listen to for everyone.
Who put the
take a listen
kids
to
to
your track,
bed?
and we'll chat more on the flip side.
Audio.
Money all day, every day. We getting money, honey. We getting paid. What you thought this was? What was you thinking of? You thought over well, bitch, I'm Casanova. Last better, cause I been getting cheddar. Middle name Griggs, cause I never met her. Warning, 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 don't stare in my eyes. The power got you hypnotized. I got cataracts, all I see is dollar signs.
Is there gonna be any twerking up in the video?
Huh?
So is there gonna be some twerk? Wait, is my mic on?
Yes, you're on. I can hear you now.
Oh, I'm about to say. I was gonna say, will there be any twerking up in the video?
It would definitely be some dancing, some choreography, and some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say there needs to be some choreo.
Listen, y'all just got me told. I'm like, pass the tequila, where the Patron at? Ow.
I try to stay away from the tequila. Tequila makes me do bad things. That's why I stick with my whiskey. But
whiskey. Oh.
I'm a fan of the brown juice. But EJ, do you have any questions you would like to ask? When you're not frozen?
Well, I actually want to no. I actually want to talk to you about and tell us about you, and I'm assuming you and Goddess's name. You guys have a Instagram page or whatnot. That is your current partner, right? You guys like together on the show, not mistaken, correct?
No, we don't work together on G Status, but yes, we do work together. But yes, that is my partner. His name is Javen. Every interview I do and I talk about him, I always have to talk about his name because it's so crazy. With his name, nobody can ever get it right. But it's like Raven with a J. So just like you say, Raven, Javen.
That's so Javen.
That's so
Javen. Okay.
Yeah.
He's an artist. He's an artist as well.
Yes, he's an artist as well. He has a single out right now called The Realest, available on all platforms. And he is an executive producer for. Oh, you're back! I can now. He's an executive producer for a new reality series called The Official New Atlanta, which will be premiering in the spring of 2021. On
oh wow
TV network. So we're super excited about that. Right. And
can we get a synopsis of the show or what it's about, basically? Or you can't reveal that?
Ooh. You know what? I don't want to say anybody's thunder. There is a trailer available on their page, Official New Atlanta. So if you all want to know more, please go and watch that. We need your support anyway, so go check that out. It's also available on Status TV Network under the Official New Atlanta. So go check that out. I don't want to spill anything because they haven't gotten to that moment to really drop it like that. But it is an ensemble cast. They have a journey to go on, and we will get to go with them through their journey. So that's all I can say without getting.
Okay.
I don't want to sleep on the couch tonight.
I know that feeling.
We definitely don't want that. We definitely don't want that. Right.
I don't ever sleep on the couch.
Yeah, we don't want that.
But we also have a brand called J-Ro. I didn't even talk about that. We have a brand called J-Ro, which is a combination of our names.
Yeah, that was the Instagram.
And Robert is my legal name, and so so we combine that. We have T-shirts, we have different things. We do artwork. We have hats. We do customizing hats as well. And we have some new business ventures we're doing in 2021 that are coming out. So that's going to be super excited. And I can say that I am executive producing a new series. It's not reality, but a new series called Fashion Craze. And it will be coming to you on Status TV Network, and it is a fashion critique show. And so I'm super excited about that. And we will have a ensemble cast that will be hosting the show. So we're actually looking for talent. So yes, I'm going to use every platform I'm on. we're looking for talent. We're looking for people.
I'm not testifying, by the way.
Hey, and this is all you have to do. So we're looking for people, you know, who like to dress up, who like to be.
Chris Avalon is a host here.
Have an expressive personality, because we want you to be able to vocalize and speak. And we're looking for people who just love to be fierce and have fun. And so that's also, you know, the things that we're looking for. All you have to do is send me a 2 to 3 minute clip of you critiquing someone's fashion of your choice. And we just ask that you make it fun and just show us what you got. That's it.
Very simple. So yeah, I'll be sending you a little something. And sure, if there's anybody who's watching,
wow,
that's your opportunity to send it
yeah.
too. Where would they be able to send that, by the way, if anybody else who happens to be watching the show would like to send in a video to you?
You can send it to fashioncrazeinfo@gmail.com. You can also send it to bookourguy@gmail.com. That is my personal email. So if you wanted to send it directly to me, you can send it to book, BOOKRGUY, @gmail.com. And you can send me that. And yeah, we are right now reviewing tapes. We are officially announcing this week that we're going to be doing open auditions for everybody. So this is an exclusive, and that's not even the exclusive that I'm going to give y'all tonight. Damn!
That's the exclusive to the exclusive.
That's the exclusive to the exclusive. Okay.
I'm a cute bomb drop. I wish we had one. I wish we had a bomb drop, but we don't. You know, shout out to Funk Master Flex. So, EJ, you have any more questions you'd like to ask?
Actually, I do. Before we let you go, there was this scene in and hopefully this video. I want you to explain this to me, because I still don't understand on what exactly happened between how this led to. Because as Chris spoke in the beginning, the biggest thing on the show for me was the whole Delicious situation and how she really is. Well, I hope she changed, but she's very self-destructive. And we saw someone spiral out of control. And there was a scene happen at this event on your show here, G Status, where I believe Brandon Carson was on there and he was attacking you and Charlie. And I just want to know, like, has this been handled, or, you know, is there more to the story here? But let's take a look at it first.
Because Delicious and Sherrod brought you up, girl. Yes, Delicious and Sherrod brought you up.
I said CPK. So who goes? Delicious even said I'm the one who said it.
I haven't tagged you.
I'm the one who said it.
Okay, so at the end of the day, how do you know that I work at?
Because I work at you served me. You served me.
So what's the issue?
You served me. No issue.
It was no issue.
I asked which Brandon were they talking about,
like,
period, and
they
that's
it.
So I'm trying to
Right.
understand
The
what's
issue
the
was like,
problem.
you're like.
Yeah, there was a lot of hollering and stuff going on. I was a little confused. I was trying to hear what everybody was saying, but you know, with cross talking, it's just a lot to process.
Yes. Okay. So you want to know what
Has this been handled?
Okay, has it been handled? No.
Oh.
And when you say has it been handled, what do you mean by that? Let me just make sure I'm clear, because I don't want to.
Yeah, because
Wow.
Handle looked like, did you get that bitch ass beat? That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Like,
How could it not been handled?
Handle as far as like, have we had a chance to dead the situation or talk about it, or handle as a sense of we've responded to the, you know, the backlash? Like, what do you mean by handle?
I'm guessing it's have you two resolved it, have you two come together and resolve the situation. That's what I was hoping that has come from the situation where y'all had your little beat.
Well, I mean handle in the sense of the like you said, the first part was that did you guys get a chance to squash it? Like, was it?
No.
Right.
No. I will say this. Well, let me say this.
Exactly.
Ooh, baby.
Let me choose my words carefully.
Okay, so in my opinion, no. Okay, but some may say by the end of this season, okay, including the reunion, which has already been filmed.
Oh.
Some may say yes, but
speak your mind.
I personally don't feel like, no. I don't feel like it's really been deaded or squashed in the sense of I guess I just what I wanted to see come of that situation just did not happen, and I don't know if it got a fair opportunity to do that or not. You guys will see why I say that later, but I will say that what I needed to say to Delicious, Brandon, I don't have anything to say to because Brandon left way beginning of the season, right? But when it came to Delicious, I got to say what I needed to say to Delicious at the reunion. So.
Okay.
I hope I do not get in trouble for saying that.
I mean, I don't think so. I didn't take anything negative. This is, everybody can say what they want to say. It's an unfiltered show.
Well, we'll definitely
oh no, I mean from the network.
About the reunion.
Oh. I mean, you basically just said, I don't think you said anything bad. I know you have to like keep certain things under wraps because you want people to tune in and watch. But it was just, you just said, look, you said what you need to say, and which would make people want to tune in to the reunion to hear what you had to say. So you pretty much gave the network answer to the question. So I got it. I know it's like we don't have TV work, so you're good. I don't think you said anything bad at all.
Okay.
Okay. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm actually looking forward to reunion. When is when is the reunion going to air, by the way?
Last question. When does the episode air? It's on Sundays, right? Sundays?
Yes, the episode airs on Sundays. I would say it is the most consistent at being inconsistent. So that's what you can expect from us. And that's how we're doing it. And nobody else is doing it like that. Nobody else is doing the way that we're doing it. And you know what? We own it. Okay? Yes. We have our moments where we're supposed to come out and we don't come out. Yes, we do. But y'all still watching and y'all still love us and y'all still support us. So we are grateful and appreciative for that. But yes, we will be having a new episode coming this Sunday. So I'm excited about that. I think the last 2 episodes have been phenomenal. I really enjoyed them myself. So I'm looking. If you're not caught up, guys, if you've never seen it, you have a lot of episodes to catch up on. We're on episode 9, going into 10. Episode 10 will be coming out. You don't want to miss that, but you need to catch up so you know what the heck is going on because the story has changed. We're no longer in the Delicious world. We are on to a new chapter.
Wow.
And I'm so excited for what's to come and what you guys are going to see. So I say people keep supporting, keep watching, just hold on. I promise you, yes, it's being drug out, honey. but I promise you, the best drag you ever had in your life, honey. It's expensive drag, and expensive drag ain't cheap. Okay, so just bear with us, okay? But yes, new episode coming soon.
Yeah, I get it. Look, y'all not the only show that's that is consistently inconsistent. We talk about Yo Boy Nunu with the same thing. How long he been filming his show, and we already on the Christmas 2020, and you shot that in Christmas 2019. So yeah, I get it. So now I'm just waiting for that big exclusive since we are wrapping up this.
Oh well, okay.
interview.
Well, hey, I'm taking y'all leave. So
Unless you want to, unless you got something else to add, then we can keep going.
No, I mean, I'll give the exclusive, but I will say this, guys. Make sure you like, okay, you watch, you subscribe, you comment on Status TV Network, and go support the content. We need you all, and we need the word to get out there. Right now, we appreciate every single view, but we need millions of views, and so we need everybody to tell their mama, their auntie, their cousin, their sister, anybody who's over 18. Tell everybody to go watch the show because I think it's phenomenal. I think it's groundbreaking. And when we finish this season, I think we honestly can say we are the reality in the online, streaming world. We are the best reality series out. We've worked very hard on the season. We have many ups and downs, but we are giving it to you like no other. So I'm very proud of it, and I can't wait for the rest of the season to reveal. But the exclusive is I do a show on Instagram called The Coffee Shop. Okay, and I do this typically after each episode. And so I will be...
Coffee shop.
Say that again?
No, so I love your show, The Coffee Shop. I check it out all the time.
Oh, my coffee sippers are everywhere. They're everywhere. And so, I have been actually doing The Coffee Shop for many years. That's what I did for Deb Atney for her morning radio show, B100. See, I even have my mug. Okay, this mug. Deb Atney gave me this mug, y'all. The lady who says she supports Trump, Lord bless her.
Wow.
I will tell y'all some stories, but that is definitely not for this airtime. But I've done The Coffee Shop. It was kind of like a hot topic session that I would do for a while, and it was kind of my thing. I've kind of stuck with it, and over the years, it has evolved and turned into a lot of different things. So now it's a review segment that I do for G Status, but I am transitioning from that onto YouTube, and then I will be hopefully coming to you on a network and my own channel as well, with that in a different setting, different environment, new things, new stuff. So excited about that. We're also turning the whole coffee segment into an entire brand.
Yeah.
Okay. And we will be doing coffee for you guys to drink. We will be doing coffee for you guys to grind. So coffee beans, ground coffee. We're even trying to work to get the Keurig coffee for you guys. We will also have coffee body products, from scrubs to masks to all kinds of things. We will have CBD coffee for you, for all my CBD lovers, CBD infused coffee.
Wow.
So super excited about that. We're going to have skincare products made from coffee.
Okay.
We are going to have a coffee line apparel, which I'm super stoked about because it's super dope. It's definitely hot. It's sexy. It's very high fashion, but it's still very casual. Anybody can wear it and just feel like they're giving a look, but it's very simplistic at the same time. So I'm super excited about that. And so we're just launching a whole coffee brand. We're throwing at the wall and hoping that it sticks. And we've gotten so much support with the coffee shop so far. And we're ready to take it to the next level. So that is the exclusive. I have not talked about this on any platform yet or even told anyone. So this is brand new, hot off the coffee cup. And I just want to say there's a lot of things in life to remember.
Wow, look at that.
But if you don't remember nothing else, you better remember this. That juice won't wake you up, baby. And that tea won't get you up either. But that coffee will get you up each and every time. I am your boy, our guy. Thank y'all for having me.
No, well, thank you for being so entertaining. Thank you for being a part of our show. We just started this show, like 3 months ago, and we're trying to grow it. And just appreciate you for coming on and also sharing that exclusive because, honey, I live for an exclusive. And y'all heard it here first. We getting a big old coffee break. And I think that's great because everybody else is so quick to go to liquor. You're at least going to coffee, and there's so many things you could do with coffee. Not only drink it, but you can also wear it.
You can wear it.
I think it's great. I'm looking forward to when this all comes out because I will definitely be getting me some of that. So once again, thank you, Argyle, for being on the show. And we're going to put all your handles as well as all the G status and everything so that way people can follow.
Thank you.
And all that good stuff. So, because we have to support queer Black entertainment. That's why we're here.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. And anytime you want me to come back, I am definitely open. I've had a great time. So make sure you guys support these guys because they're doing great things. Period.
Thank you.
What he said, period. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Argyle. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Yes, honey. First interview down. More to come. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and we're going to wrap up this show. And we're going to talk about Tiffany Pollard being transphobic. I also want to get to my picks of best albums up to, oh my God, this is going to be a 3-hour damn show. We're going to get to my bet, but look, other people were doing 3-hour shows.
Some content.
People are doing 3-hour shows, but at least we got some substantial shit up in here to stretch out them 3 hours. I'm not doing a Q&A like a lot of these other people be doing. No shade, just saying. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about my top 10 album picks. Well, I got a bunch of album picks. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna give you a little teaser so y'all can go over to Tribe and check out the rest. We're gonna talk about Tiffany Pollard being transphobic, and we need to talk about our 2020 year in review because that's why we're here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break and we'll come back with more of Wednesday Night Kiki wrap up 2020 edition.
This is for faggots.
A big kahuna trying to walk, tried to walk, because she out of breath. As it is, I think the the liposuction that happened a few months ago is like egging on some built up animosity towards herself, so she wants to walk off the fat that she couldn't afford to get sucked out. You play on the brand. No, for real, proof. Santana is really crazy. Because my thing is this. Santana said out her mouth she wasn't going to, you know, release a diss track. That's what on Twitter last week.
Yeah. It's let me see you walk. Yeah, ho, yeah, I know that you can talk. You talking all that shit, but let me see if you can walk. Let me see you walk. Yeah, ho, yeah, I know that you can talk. You talking all that shit, but let me see if you can walk. This is for faggots.
I'm over it. I'm over it. So love y'all. Appreciate everything. But I'm over it. So the hate becomes real.
see me, but I'm small.
I'm over it.
Okay.
As she said, she is over it. Miss
Okay.
Monique is over it. She done quit the Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh, Lord.
It's over it, y'all.
Mm-hmm. She says she is quitting. So I got the latest tea on that because the last time we were on the air. Oh, welcome back, y'all. I know I just like. So yeah, we're back in the show. Especially this Wednesday night Kiki. So
thank God.
It was like, how dare you interrupt me? I was trying to channel Andy Cohen. I'm trying to, channel Andy Cohen because he don't like when black women check him on his own show, which she pretty much did. She called them Bravo checks, them little checks. I don't need your little check. Because, Miss Cohen thought she was going to be cute and basically throw some shade at their finances as if black people are incapable of making money outside of his little housewives tight ass franchise. Because quiet as it's kept, that whole franchise is dry. Like I've been saying, Atlanta been on for what, 13 seasons. We got probably 11, 12 seasons of Beverly Hills. All these shows are pretty much not bringing it anymore. The only show that I found that's been remotely interesting outside of this current season of Potomac is New York. New York still brings the drama. But Monique said this. So, she and her husband, Chris, basically, in case y'all remember right, alleged that a handful of her castmates wanted to start a false rumor that Chris was not the father of their youngest child. First of all, to solve that whole situation, y'all could have just gotten in contact with Maury. He is the king of the paternity test. So Monique basically addressed rumors that she cheated on her husband. And then, Andy tried to smooth everything. He said, oh, no, we're not going to do that. Like, we're just going to get right into it. Why are y'all trying to, come for my wife? So in an interview with All About the Tea, she called out Bravo for setting her up before she arrived to film a special. So she said this. She says, we are arriving in New Jersey. I didn't even know they shot in New Jersey, by the way. I thought he went all the way out to where because, whenever they do the shows, they pretty much go out to, Andy always flies out to these people and they film, social distance. But I didn't know they were, one state over. So she says, we are arriving in New Jersey. Me and my glam squad spent hours in the car with my parrot and my husband and my hairstylist and my makeup artist. And when we got to the hotel, not that it was a bad hotel, it just wasn't the usual hotel Bravo would have us stay at. We go up to our room, kind of smelled a little bit. She continued to say she reached out to her co-star friend Karen Huger, who told her she was at a different hotel than the rest of the ladies. She said, you're at the wrong hotel. I said, wait, no, it's always been this hotel from the very first confirmation I got. And she was like, no, we're at another hotel. This is where we're going to be filming a reunion and everything. I was completely blown, baffled. I felt disrespected. I felt like, wow, I was at a loss for words. She went on to say this. She was like, I went and bought 3 rooms at the right hotel. And I thank God, because even in all of this, had I found out the next day, if Karen and I had not had a genuine friendship and a genuine desire to just want to see each other, imagine me thinking I'm going downstairs the next morning and finding out I have to go to another hotel and I'm spending more money to buy more rooms because we couldn't get our money back because we already checked into the hotel. We could have been thrown off our game mentally, emotionally, and physically had all that happened the same day we were supposed to be preparing for the reunion. Oh, she ain't done. She said this. She says, I don't know what that was about, but it was jacked up. And when I tell y'all, I take hits under the chin from left and right, and I just smile and keep it chucking, sorry. I just try to keep it as professional as possible, and it didn't move me because I was able to show up with my binder, and I got the job done. And you know what? I applaud her for being like, you know what? Fuck y'all, I'm leaving, because you pretty much tried to set her up and break her down. Y'all were plotting to set her up. I feel like Andy was plotting to set her up and break her down from the beginning. With the little, like I said, microaggressions that he does, what he did at the reunion. He didn't like that, Monique said what she said to him and basically just dismissed the Bravo checks or whatever the case is. Because quiet as it's kept, yes, the show does make a lot of these people who we've never heard of stars, but there are some people who are famous in their own right. And then there are people who have benefited from the Real Housewives. Nene was one of them. Teresa's another one. We ain't know who Ramona was. We damn sure ain't know who Bethany Frankel was. She's the one who benefited wholeheartedly from doing that show. So, and one of the criticisms that I've always had towards Andy, girls that he likes one way, and he treats people he doesn't like totally different than the ones that he likes. And if you cannot be neutral at a reunion as a host and an executive producer, I think it's time you step your little stank ass down and bring someone in who could actually see the show with fresh eyes and come in being neutral. I don't think Andy needs to be hosting these things anymore, but I don't think that'll ever happen because Andy, like Wendy Williams, and I've talked about this many times on the show, they're so wrapped up in their own ego that to give someone else the spotlight, what does that do to him? And one thing I did not know, do you know Nene Leakes gave Andy the idea for Watch What Happens Live? And there was a deal that went on that stated that in exchange, she would get to appear on Watch What Happens Live a lot. So, Andy couldn't come up with a good concept to save his life. He got lucky with the Housewives. But the whole Watch What Happens, you need your own talk show. She gave him the idea. And, all the things that my girl Kathy Griffin been saying about him, I've been saying for years. I don't like him. I don't trust him. I just think he's trash. I think he's an opportunist. I think he wants to be a fucking housewife so bad, but because he doesn't have a pussy, he can't get on the show. So this is his way of being a part of this camaraderie. Like, you have no friends except Anderson Cooper, that basically you had all the housewives show up at your damn baby shower because you got no friends. Nobody likes you. Quite as that's kept. And we all know that you like to have your little tricks on NDAs so they don't be spilling your tea. But bitch, I know some of the things that goes on in your bedroom because a certain friend of mine that you tried to court told me. But we're going to keep that bag of tricks or, my little tea situation under wraps. And I'll save that for a rainy day. But I know, EJ, I don't know if you want to jump on this whole situation, if you got anything to say about the whole Monique Potomac situation. But to me, like, the plotting, the plotation, the setting up, like, you having me go to some shitty ass hotel. You got me in a Motel 6 while everybody else gets to go to, the Hilton. I'm just using it as an example. I don't know exactly what hotel it was at. But you got me in a stank ass hotel, and then they get to go to this highfalutin one. So you pretty much was setting me up from the beginning before I even got to the reunion. So y'all were pulling stunts and shows. Then I show up, and then y'all start that same shit again. And you know what? In the beginning, I was looking at Chris like, okay, why is this man getting so caught up in women's business? But then looking back on it and hearing all these different things that people have been saying and me watching a lot of, like, looking back on some things, I'm like, you know what? I apologize for coming so hard on Monique's husband. He's doing what these other people aren't going to do. They're going to gang up on his wife. He's going to be her protector, as a husband should. And I heard Miss Giselle, that fake-ass wannabe Vanessa Williams, I heard that she had a blow-up at the show that they edited out. So y'all not going to show that? To the point where she cussing everybody out? So we can't see that? Okay. So we see this game that Bravo is playing. Y'all gonna play that game. I can't be a part of y'all anymore. But yeah, what say you? Even though I don't see you, I hear you. Excuse me.
Oh. I'm on the... Is it better now?
I don't know. I think you'll pop in.
Can
eventually.
You see me, honey?
No, I can't see you. I said, I'm sure you'll pop in any second. It's happened before.
Well,
Just say what you got to say.
Right. I think this definitely ties into the whole Nene Leakes situation. We spoke earlier, and alluded to this. And I think, it all depends on who wants to step up and support Nene. But I definitely think that this is alluding to the case. Like I even told you, I even saw YouTubers talking about it, from the House of Aaron to the King of Reeds to even Librarian and a bunch of other people. Like just it's the hottest talked about thing right now. And I do agree. We just had our guy on who, said that is a little dated in the format, but it's what works and people want to see it. Like we spoke about the change of reality television. Great question, by the way, of you asking him that. And, it is changing, but I do think that there is something to this case that Nene can use. And we saw something on YouTube during our research here, and this thing didn't look so nice either. So, I mean, Andy got a lot of explaining to do, basically.
The unconscious bias he has towards his white reality stars versus the black ones. Yeah, we got that clip that we're going to show y'all.
When I go on a reality show with whoever I'm having sex with.
You're on a reality show right here. Baby.
I'm actually not. Honey.
I'm not talking about this anymore. It's a personal matter. I want this closed down. Okay? Stop it, Andy.
I'm asking you about your friends. I'm not asking you what's going on in your home.
I don't want to talk about anything. I'm my own person.
She don't want to talk about it.
I am a great person. I have my life. I have myself, and whatever it will be, will be. And I don't want to discuss this. Okay?
I asked you.
You need a Next package. All right, let's go. Next package. Where are we going? Next question.
I cannot.
You see Bethany.
You guys see
Bethany, but answer the question. Answer the question, Claire. Answer the question. That was from the Breakfast Club, by the way. But not the Charlemagne one, the old John Hughes movie, but it was answer the question, Claire. But yeah, who first of all, as the host, executive producer, who are you to tell me to go to the next package? If you're on a reality show, and this is the same thing I say to Nene, is the same thing I say to Miss Ramona, who when I did when they filmed the Real Housewives 2 seasons ago at the Big Apple Circus, and there was a scene that was shot that was cut out between her and oh my God, who was it? I think it was her. Was Luann there? I don't think she was. I'm trying to remember exactly who it was, but it was her and another housewife that were walking up because I was busy working and I just glanced for a little second, but I did see Ramona, and Ramona was there, but she was there for like, typical 2 seconds, and then she just disappeared because I guess she had a date. But there was a scene between her and another housewife that was walking up the ramp into, and they didn't have to come by me with checking tickets and all that other stuff because they had the cameras. We knew exactly where they were going to sit, and so they were just going to be escorted directly to this section, which was in my section that I was managing at the time. You don't get to tell people what you will and will not speak about, because if you're going to do that, then you don't need to be on my show. And to me, I don't understand why he never reprimanded Ramona the way he reprimanded Nene Leakes for, I mean, I get it. Attacking a cameraman who's filming in your closet is one thing. I understand reprimanding someone for assaulting someone. You get reprimanded by them cutting you out of a couple of episodes. But so when you were talking about this for the past couple of episodes on the line, I do agree that, Nene has a case. I do believe that there's been some microaggressions, unconscious bias, a little racism that goes on behind the scenes on this show. However, it's hard for me to receive it from someone like Nene, who has wholeheartedly benefited from all the bullshit that's gone on the show, and she has sat idly by and allowed it to happen. But now that it's happened to her, she's expecting us to give her some sort of sympathy. So that's why it's hard for me to receive it from her. But as far as like what she's saying, is valid. I agree with it. I believe it. It's just hard for me to receive it because it's coming from her. Oh, so what say you? I do hear you.
Right. I think that's when we have to separate the character from an actual person. Right. Even though my video is showing up on the live feed, so I guess that's all that matters. But and as long as you can hear me. But yes, I do think we need to separate the reality star Nene versus Lanithia. Like this is a real issue of discrimination. And to that story, we have this other clip here of what happened with the black girls on the Real Housewives. And take a look at this, guys.
You said four women had implants in the group. Which four were you referring to?
Well,
then were you talking about her or Kenya?
Hey,
What's that mean to it? Well, Kenya is maintaining that she has not had anything done.
I just joined the club.
Oh!
Apparently, she just joined the club, Gert. So
Andy tried to get her. He tried to get her to basically drop a bomb on who got breast implants. Would you ask any of them other housewives that?
Meanwhile, thank you. When the white girl did her little outburst, ain't nobody. You ain't fire her. She's still working. So it's it is true.
And also
sometimes we as
and also we had at the reunion that Nene with the attitude and slapped the laptop closed because she felt people were ganging up on her. And while I do agree it was a bit unprofessional, she didn't do now that I'm looking back at it, because I totally forgot about that season with Ramona and stuff. Like there's been so many Real Housewives and so many reunions, you don't remember everything. So with her slapping the laptop closed and she being punished for that, and they're basically punishing her for her behavior. Meanwhile, you had Ramona do the same thing years ago, and she's still on TV. So maybe, I guess, are we looking at it from a point of, is this because of the times in which it was in those days, that it was a couple of seasons ago? So therefore, we're looking at things differently because now in the time that we're in, the attitude and what we will and will not tolerate has shifted. So I don't know if I can look at it from that standpoint too. But it don't mean that the microaggressions are stuff going there.
Right. I agree. I just think that, like I said, if Nene is, smart, she would, get that lawyer of hers and try to see who they can get. I think clearly we saw the other Monique Samuels. She seemed a little burnt by it. Something did happen. He tried to play her on live television, and her man is obviously well endowed financially, and she ain't playing that.
I thought you were
So
talking about
not everyone's
else.
gonna bend over.
You said well endowed. I was like, oh, that's all I heard. But then you said financially. Okay, we're good.
Right. But yeah, I am, hope that there is some changes. I mean, and I saw on social media say something about how because of now what's happening with this current episode that's coming up. Let me see if I can find it, because something, this next episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, apparently they're going to talk about Black Lives Matter or something like that, and
they've been doing that a lot.
Portia was saying something on on the blog, on social, and one of the people picked.
They've been doing that. Well, yeah. While you find that, I'll talk about it. They've been doing that
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
it goes here.
They've been
And
talking
even
about Black
Nene.
Lives
Nene is
Matter.
saying something too. Let me find it right here. Shout out to the Peach. Yeah.
The Peach Pit. Wait, wasn't the Peach Pit on 90210? Oh, so you found it?
Let's see.
Oh, but while he's looking for that, yeah, there was a thing where they've been talking about Black Lives
No,
Matter
the
and all that stuff. And I
what's
think
called
what
the
you're
Peach
alluding,
Report.
I think what you're alluding to is what Kenya said, where Kenya was basically
No, this.
accusing
Yeah, that's this. But this is the one with Nene.
Portia. And then Kenya was accusing Portia of getting arrested on purpose for a storyline and that sort of thing. So yeah, she was saying that. But child, did you hear that we got breaking news? But I'm gonna tease y'all with it a little bit. But I'm gonna talk about it on the Chris Avalon Show podcast. So apparently, fashion designer Alexander Wang has been accused of sexual assault by several models. So we got another Me Too moment. I mean, that I will definitely be bringing that up on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. 2 to 4, alldigitalradio.com. There is a link on tribe.com that if you don't get to hear the podcast when it's live, the episodes are going to be up there. It's all in a row. Just go and click Chris Avalon. It's up at the top. And it just shows all my shows, my podcast. What happened? You frozen again?
I found the from with Nene on Twitter. She says how Nene Leaks says, how ironic is it that all the original Black housewives were all demoted and the only white housewife promoted is still working today? Just food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I can hear you now. But yeah, we heard that. She must be. She's talking about Kim Zolciak, who apparently, I don't know how.
Can you hear me?
And there was another thing I forgot to bring up too. Remember, Kim was pregnant because she was so happy she found her some old unemployed football player to marry, Croy. So she thought, oh, she got the husband, she got somebody to take care of her. Now she's got like a tribe of children. The oldest daughter is unrecognizable with, she had Dr. Giggles hacking her face and her mother face. They must have did the 2-for-1 special. 2-for-1 special discount on both their bodies because they all look like Build-A-Bitches. And so she's clearly talking about Kim, who, walked away from the Real Housewives, like, I'm not filming anymore. Croy got up in the face of a cameraman talking about we're not filming, y'all can pull that white people shit. And got a spinoff in the process. I don't know anybody that still watches Don't Be Tardy, by the way, but apparently they're still going on. They still have a show. People still watch it. I don't know. I feel like Annie's just doing her favorite. Mind you, I'm sure Candy's still waiting for them to get paid for that song that she wrote and produced for her.
Right.
But yeah, she doesn't have why is that show still on? I don't know anybody that still watches Don't Be Tardy. I could care less about that show, but it is what it is. And this story is going to keep going, and it's going to go on and on and on. And I guess we're still going to be talking about this for weeks to come until there's a resolution. Oh, hey, Portia. Wait, I wonder, is this a season when she dragged Kenya?
Excuse me.
Now it's popping out.
I don't know, but this looks suspect.
I did love the hair and the crown though. But yeah, moving right along. I want to get to this story really quick before we get to the best picks because we are running way over, probably almost 2 hours in, and this is a long episode, but with good reason because we had a celebrity guest. We were doing an interview on top of top stories. So if this episode runs a little longer, grab a snack, relax, get with us, have a drink, do whatever you need to do. Or, watch it later on YouTube because we are live right now. Oh, so Tiffany New York Pollard has come under fire. We have a clip of it. Apparently she was doing, she made an appearance on the reality dating show One More Chance. Because, you know, remember Chance from back in the day where he was on I Love New York? Well, apparently he's got himself a dating show on the Zeus network. And she said something to a contestant that many are accusing her of being transphobic. Now, the funny part is she's supposed to be a LGBTQ ally. But what she said, and I do agree, it's problematic. And Miss Tiffany, you got some explaining to do. You really do. Because this is bad. Now, the episode aired a few weeks ago, but the clip is now resurfacing, I guess, because people don't watch the show, but the clip is up there. And what I didn't know is that the Zeus network is infamous for heavily scripted reality TV. I mean, I don't know. I don't work on the set. I don't watch that channel, but I wouldn't be surprised if they script their stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna get to the clip and show y'all what this situation is, because Miss Paula, you got some explaining to do. Real clip.
Aren't very forthcoming with me. I wasn't. You didn't shed any light on the questions that I had. And I feel like you have a situation. And I do believe that you're a man.
It is what it is.
Does it
I'm not.
Does it bother you when I tell you that I feel like you're a man? And you have genitalia, like penis and balls and sweaty dick? Like, does that, like, no, what does that do to you? Like, does it fuck with you at all?
No.
That's what scares me. And that's why you're going home.
Chance spent time with me one-on-one, and he also saw my baby pictures.
You can exit.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Like, what is that? Girl, it's genitalia. Get it right. Maybe she had way too many drinks, but she was filming this. I don't know what that was. That was a mess. I don't think the woman was trans at all. She said that trans saw her baby pictures. So, if you were assigned female at birth as a child and she was assigned female at birth as an adult, where did the whole trans angle come from? And to me, why automatically, when we talk about trans people, y'all gravitate to genitalia? I saw like online, everyone from Candy Muse, the Aquaria, they were all bringing it up and like, girl, like, what is this? Like, you're supposed to be an ally between you have many drag queens and non-binary, gender non-conforming people. You've had a lot of drag race girls that you've gotten to interview for your what is it, that the brunch show that she has. I don't remember the name of it. I've seen a couple of episodes, but I've never really invested in the show like a lot of her hardcore fans are. And I love New York. No pun intended. Like, I follow her career from the beginning. I know she's polarizing. They love the fact that, you know, she likes to poke the bear and stir the pot, because I'm sure that's what she was there for. But to be honest, to use the trans community as a way to get under the skin of some girl that you're trying to see if you can get a rise out of her is not it. And to me, I understand, like, you know, some of y'all will do anything for a check. And I don't know how much these pays. But to me, all money ain't good money. And you're not going to have me come up on no damn TV show saying no shit, and then I'm gonna get dragged for it later on. Like I still love you, New York. I just need to hear you explain this. Otherwise, you about to get canceled by the gays. And I'm just tired of the trans community getting beat up on. That's all. So yeah, so we're gonna wrap up this show. But before we do that, I wanna give to like our big stories of the year. So I know we need to bring in DJ Horny. We've been taking lots of breaks. So yeah, so we're each gonna trade in our little like what the big inspiring stories of 2020. He's gonna give some, I'm gonna give some, so I guess I'll start first. So for me, oh wait, actually, you know what I should do? Before we do that, I want to get to my top albums. So yes, I have a pick of the litter of a couple of the album choices that I think everybody should be checking out. You know, I have my honorable mentions, which I'll name a couple of them. So my honorable mentions are Roisin Murphy, Roisin Machine. I'm gonna do the top 10 of those. She's number one, by the way. Number two, Melanie C's self-titled album. A lot of people have been sleeping on my girl Melanie C. She came out, I think it was like six solo album, and she released it independently, and it's a really good record. A lot of dance, a lot of pop music. She actually went back and embraced her pop roots. And back on Roisin, I forgot to mention she actually liked my tweet of her, including her into my top album choices. So shout out to her and Melanie C. So, Roasting Machine, I don't know if you've heard it, but yeah, she incorporates a lot of deep house roots of Chicago house and a lot of influences from the Black queer community in her new album. It's another dance record. So I also have Little Mix Confetti. Yes, Jesse may have left the group, but the album is here. So definitely check it out. Also got JoJo, Good to Know. I also included a young up and coming out artist who pretty much cleaned up at the what was it that we just did? The well, I did a little event with a gaggle of gays. So we pretty much did something with the Content Network, LGBT Underground, Yo LGBT Rap, LGBT Top 40. So basically we were just talking about all the best movies, best TV shows, best reality shows, and best music within the Black queer community or urban, I should say urban charts and all this stuff. So with that being said, Story with her Interlude 19 album, I included that. I listened to her actually look, I remember her a couple of days ago. She cleaned up along with Yell. But Interlude 19, if you haven't heard it, it's Storry. It's a great record. And she recorded that album. She released two albums this year. It's funny. Bad Bunny released three. She did too. But so it goes to show that you can just do anything with technology in the worst of circumstances. You can put anything together. So yeah, if you haven't heard Interlude 19, definitely check that out. Also have Chloe and Halle Ungodly Hour, Lady Gaga Chromatica, The Weekend After Hours, Rina Sawayama with Sawayama, and Astrid X, Leave It Beautiful. If you want to see the rest, you can head over to tribe.com, but I want to get to my actual top 10 list of albums that I picked. So, number 10, I have Tove Lo with Sunshine Kitty. That's the Poor Prince edition, because in addition to 14 tracks, she actually released 8 new tracks and a couple of remixes on that album. If you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. I love the videos. I also have the next, number 9, Spell My Name, from the one and only Toni Michelle Braxton, living legend. I love how she, embraced went back to R&B roots. She also did a dance song called Dance. So, we also got vocals, backup vocals from her on her single Got to Move On. And I actually love Over, which is Overr, which tells the story of two lovers who can't seem to quit each other. So definitely check that album out if you haven't heard it. Next album choice is Caesar Katz, Less is More. He is an alternative electronic rapper. So if you like, a lot of weird sounds and stuff, incorporating music like a little Charlie XCX and stuff like that, definitely check him out. He's like Charlie XCX and Missy Elliott kind of rolled up in one. So Definitely listen to that album. I actually incorporated some music videos to go along with my choices, so that way you guys can get a taste of what a lot of the music sounds like. So yeah, he's very versatile in his rap style, like Missy Elliott. So I also have next choice, Keenan Lonsdale with Rainbow Boy. So you may know this non-binary actor who is on The Flash. He was also in Love Simon. He came out with his debut album this year. What I love about this album is they don't apologize for who they are, and Keenan pushes against gender stereotypes and toxic masculinity. And if you have not seen his 12-minute live set, definitely head over to his YouTube channel and check that out. I should have incorporated it along with my in the section of what I did with the music videos and stuff, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So definitely head over to his thing and definitely watch that thing. And also in the event that I did, which I have it clicked in with the show I did last week, we actually have a little bit of the performance that you could actually see him perform against Street Fighter, which was actually a good performance. Because he was giving Gianna with the choreography. And then also I have Jessie Ware, What's Your Pleasure? Which she follows the trend of the disco movement, which we saw was kicked off earlier this year by the one and only Dula Peep, or as her government name is, well, I hope that's her government name, Dua Lipa. Definitely listen to her album. She was giving me gold for after Donna Summer, Moroder era Donna Summer, and that sort of thing. So there's incorporating a plethora of sounds that I actually love from that album. So if you haven't heard it yet, definitely check it out. Also, I have my next choice, Kylie's Disco, her 15th studio album. She's got a little bit of the Bee Gees, Lily Newton John, Grace Jones, it's giving Madonna in there as well. Although I do believe Madonna has a better record with Confessions on the Dance Floor. What I would have really liked for Kylie was to give me more disco on the disco album. But nevertheless, I love the record. It's got the Kylie isms in there. It's got a lot of dance music. It's got a lot of pop, but I just want a little more disco. Hopefully, we'll get that with the tour. I'm not going to give you all of them because I want y'all to definitely check out who my number one choice is. I'm not going to tell y'all up on here. I want y'all to head over to tribe.com and check that out. But who else? Okay, so I have Pix the Killer and Proper Villains with Motherland. It's a 6-track EP, 2 interludes, 4 original tracks. EP is great. I love In the House. I love Don Dada. I love the title track Motherland. I love also Baby Can't Do Sleep. I love that song as well. With Nomi Ruiz, so you can definitely check it out because I posted the video on tribe.com, the website. So when you click over, you'll definitely get to see it. But it's a great record if you love people like Moni Love and Queen Latifah, where they used to rap over a house beat. Definitely check that album out because he's giving me that. Or the closest I can think of Azealia Banks. Yes, she's problematic, but the music is fierce, nevertheless. So I try to look past her crazy and appreciate the music for what it is. Then I have my girl. I'm gonna get to this. Will be the last one because I want y'all to see who the top 2 are at tribe.com. But my last one I'm gonna go with is Brandy with B7. So after 8-year hiatus, the vocal Bible emerged this year with one of the most personal R&B albums of her career. While at times Brandy seems disconnected from the songs from a lyrical standpoint, one of my least favorites I will say is Bye Bipolar. That's not one of my favorite songs, but nevertheless, the album's production and Brandy's signature vocal layering is what, of course, pulls me in to the album. So, my favorites are Borderline, Baby Mama, Say Something, Love Say Something. I need that to be a single. And, Brandy may have taken, 6-7 years to put out a new album, but you know what? B7 was worth the wait. And, yeah, so my top 2 picks, definitely head over to tribe.com. That is TRBDE.com. We have it in the little on the side. So that way, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment on tribe.com. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely want to know your opinions, what your favorite albums were. And if there was any albums that you feel like I missed that were favorites of yours, I want to hear from you guys because 2020 was crazy. And yeah, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this show up this was a long one, honey. We're gonna wrap the show up and talk about, everything that happened this year. The best parts, the highlights, not the low. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Wednesday Night KIKI 2020 wrap up edition. Gotta do Ruby Rod. Tobacco, tobacco.
Of all the things that couldn't we have just stayed at home for a few more weeks? Like all the other were fine and are better than we are. Like, did we really all need to go to Saddle Ranch that badly that like we couldn't have waited for the deathly pandemic to pass? We all really needed to put on our cowgirl boots and ride a mechanic bad.
It is
we all did that Instagram post that badly.
What the fuck is going on in here today?
Real quick, I'm just going to talk to some, I guess, Google. I don't know what the algorithm or why certain photos come up, but this is so frustrating considering I took a lot of time to get healthy, and I feel as though like people try to legitimately sabotage me. Now watch. I'm gonna go to images. I mean, this was a time where I was really unhealthy. I was battling Lyme disease, right? All of the top photos are me looking disheveled, right? Like, I was obviously going through a tough time, but it's like, these are the photos that the media tries to run with. I don't know if they do it because they try to, there's so many new photos that I've serviced to the media and they continue to use these photos. So it's like, what's the deal? I don't know. It's frustrating me. I wish they would change it. I've asked them to change it. I've done a lot of photo shoots since then, and yeah, they could just, you know, they don't have to put these photos, but they do, and I don't know why. I mean, look at my skin now. There's so many photos they could choose.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
Child, that was a lot. But thank you for those clips, girl. Before we get to my top stories, honey, I need to put an Instagram page on blast. And feel free to drag their asses into all eternity. So apparently there's a Instagram page called Gays Over COVID. Yeah, where you got people posting pictures of themselves maskless, having mass parties, Christmas parties, and I'm looking at the pictures as we speak on my phone. Greg in Los Angeles posted a picture of him at a party, outdoors, shirtless, with a bunch of gays. Yeah, and there's a bunch of little memes that they put, you know, on them. And it's my old Florida, how COVID loves you. So I don't know if this is a joke page or this is a page that's highlighting, you know, people being reckless during a pandemic. But you want to know something? We need to drag them. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not holding back anymore. We're not trying to, well, I never held back. I just feel like if you would just follow the protocol, do what you're told, social distance. I know everybody they want to be out hanging out. I would love to be at a bar. I would love to be hanging out with my friends. I would love to be partying. I would love to be ringing in the new year with a bunch of damn people. Excuse me. But the reality is I cannot. And I can go a year without doing all the same shit I've been doing every year. It doesn't bother me. Because then I want to be able to live until 2021. Well, I do want to live longer than that, but I would like to live to celebrate the next big events that's coming down. So the summer 2021 comes, I can go, on my little trips. I go fly out to see my friends over in Spain. I can go to the bars and the clubs and do all the things that I wanted to do this previous year. That's about to end tomorrow. 2 days from now. Wait, it is, well, right now we're recording. It's after midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. here over on the East Coast. But so it is tomorrow because it is now New Year's Eve. It is the 30th. So my thing is just people being reckless, people being stupid. And here's the thing. If you're over COVID, when you get COVID, stay your ass home and deal with the repercussions. Oh my God. Wait, today is... Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I said the 30th because the funny thing is my computer is still on LA time when I used to live over in Cali. So my computer is still on LA time, but it is the 31st. I'm like, wait a minute. It is New Year's Eve. Because I'm on the East Coast right now. But yeah, when I lived in the West Coast, my computer is still on West Coast time. But anyway, so if you're sick, if you get COVID, keep your COVID infected ass home. Don't go to the hospitals and stress out the doctors and the nurses and those people who are putting their lives on the line every freaking day trying to save lives. They're overworked. They're exhausted. And if you don't give a fuck enough about your life, then don't endanger the lives of others. Stay home, have your respiratory problems, deal with the consequences. Because we don't give a fuck about you. If you don't give a fuck about us, those of us who are trying to keep ourselves healthy and live long lives and being safe and we're not selfish, then keep your selfish ass all the way to fuck home with your disease. Point blank, end the period. So now, without further ado, let me get into my list so I can hurry up and end this show. Because, child, this is like, I'm going longer than I've ever gone on this show. But it's a lot that happened. We're going to bring it on in. So, my first choice, J-Lo at the Super Bowl, along with Shakira. While I could have done with either one of them by themselves, it turned out to be a great performance overall from the both of them. Now, if I had to choose, and I don't think one should choose, I do feel like Shakira gave the better show. J-Lo, what she brought, I've seen it 5 million times, up, down, sideways, and up underneath. She's pretty much giving me the same thing I've seen a lot of times when I've seen her live performances and stuff. But I'm sure those who have never seen J-Lo perform before, they were wowed and razzle-dazzled and all that other stuff. So it was great that she did that. But me, I'd never seen Shakira give the choreography that she gave. Like, I know she belly dances and I know she does stuff and things of that nature. I've never seen Shakira in concert, but I loved the fact that she really brought it with the choreography and like the African, African dance and all that other stuff. So I just thought it was an amazing performance overall because she gave me something different. And Shakira always looks great. She's like, I think in her mid-40s, still looks younger than a lot of these girls out here right now. I thought we had a photo and stuff, but we'll move on. My next choice, Wendy Williams on The Masked Singer. Now, the minute this chick opened her mouth, I knew it was her. Like, Wendy has a distinct voice. You could pick that out of a damn lineup. Even if you were blind, you know Wendy Williams' voice. And when she performed on there, I knew it was her. Based on, the lips, that's very much Wendy Williams. Because didn't she have I think she had a lip couch. I forget where she had one. I'm trying to remember if she was on the radio show or something or another, but I remember there was something of a lip couch or something there. Or something that had to do with lips that was associated with Wendy's, or big mouth, that's her thing. She's a talk show host. So, even though her appearance was blinking and miss it, she came and went. It was great to see her do something completely out of her comfort zone, which was The Masked Singer, and it probably introduced her to another audience, similar to when she was on the radio show. Oh, look, there's J-Lo and Shakira. looking all fabulous. They definitely turned it out. I know they wanted to turn it into a competition, but it didn't need to be. And it was great to see two Latin women turning it out at the Super Bowl. It would have been nice if we could have just had one girl, but it was great to see the both of them, put on quite the show. Yeah, so it was great to see Wendy Williams do something completely out of her comfort zone and try and mess up. You're a native New Yorker. The vocals was terrible, child. But yeah, there she is, the lips, turning it out on The Masked Singer. But the people up there pretty much, I think like Ken Jeong just gets answers wrong on purpose. But who was the other guy to write? I believe it was Nicole Scherzinger and Jenny McCarthy, because Jenny McCarthy knows Wendy. My next choice is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle quit the royal family. Now, royal family tradition, all that other stuff, but it was great to see that, you know what, Prince Harry was like, I'm gonna just do whatever the fuck I want. I'll probably never become king. I'm the Duke. Because, my father's still waiting in line for his damn mother to croak so he could become the damn king. And don't seem like she gonna outlive all of us. So Prince Harry is like, you know what? I'm just going to live my life the way I want to, my own rules, out of the tradition. And even though I'm not in the UK, the amount of racism that comes within the tabloids of them talking about Prince Harry and his wife is disgusting. More so than they are over here in America. I'm trying to remember if they're in Canada or they in the US. I know he had issues coming in the US because of who, the retarded president. But overall, he's like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the bullshit over in the UK. At least if we're in America or if we're in Canada or if we go outside of the British Empire, they'll leave us alone. And to be honest, I don't hear a lot of stuff from the media in America when it comes to, or maybe I'm not paying attention or whatever. When they talk about them, I'm not really listening or I don't care. But it does seem like they could just go off and do whatever and nobody bothers them. So good luck for y'all for emancipating yourself. Now, I do wonder, I don't know the details, but if you quit the royal family, does that mean you don't get no financial compensation? Do you have no security protecting you? Or is that just because, your father is Prince Charles, allegedly? Prince Charles is his daddy, like Kourtney Kardashian's father is allegedly O.J. Simpson. Y'all heard that, T, I'm sure. That's why she had to go and get a full-on face-off rejuvenation. So, yeah, I do wonder, does that mean, you are no longer connected financially? But I still think they're getting some sort of protection, financial compensation, because he is of the royal family. That is Princess Di's son. That the late Princess Di, and him being married, with his wife. I know people have problems with Black people and biracial and mixed marriages and all this other stuff, but look, it is what it is. He loves who he loves. He gonna do whatever the hell he wants. Prince Harry's always been a rebel, and it is what it is. You have to deal with it. My next choice is Elliot Page coming out as trans. So I didn't see this coming, but then when I thought about it, I was like, I could totally see Elliot Page as a transgender male. I could totally see it. The crumbs was there. I just thought she was a butch. I just thought, Elliot was a butch lesbian. But he's had time to think about who he is, coming to terms with his identity, and he wrote such an amazing speech online in regards of transitioning. So I'm not going to read it here. I read it on the Chris Avalon Show podcast. You could probably check the archives, and if you want to hear the clip, you can go back and listen to that. Or you could just go to Elliot's Instagram, because I believe that's where it is, or on his Twitter. But it was great to see someone who has been acting for a long time, and I followed Elliot's career, how he had come to this conclusion, and now he's starting a new chapter with his own identity. And I know there was a whole big thing about, so what are we going to do in regards of the Umbrella Academy? Is he, I went through a whole back and forth debate on this. Are they going to change the character of Vanya and make Vanya trans male? And it's like, at the end of the day, Elliot is an actor. If he is required to play a cis female as he's been playing for the past 2 seasons, then when you come back to the show, you can play that character. Now, I don't know if Elliot is going to transition with, testosterone and all the stuff, or he may prolong it until he's done with the Umbrella Academy, so he can continue to play this role. And then once he's done with playing Vanya, then he'll begin the transition. But people need to also realize that just because you're trans doesn't automatically mean that you need to undergo a transition. Like, I know trans people, I'm trying to remember, because this was years ago, like almost 20 years ago, when I used to work for a nonprofit AIDS organization. And I remember I bought I bought 2 DVDs, seasons of Nip Tuck, from a trans child who, was seeking therapy and going to groups and all that stuff at the facility. And I also knew people who are trans who, yes, they say they're trans, but you don't go through the transition. So you don't necessarily have to be transitioning to identify as trans. Trans is of the mind before you start working on the body. So you can, if you tell me that you're trans, okay, sis or bro, you are who you say you are. It doesn't always have to equate with genital, like we just talked about earlier with Tiffany Pollard. It doesn't always equate to what's in between your legs. You also have to think about the state of mind, because the mind is what makes up our present mind, body, spirit, all the other stuff. That's what makes up who we are. All of us is up in here, in this brain, this noggin. People get caught up in what's between your legs, and y'all need to stop doing that. So congratulations to Elliot. So next pick is Britney's battle with her father over a conservatorship. So, Britney's been going through it for a long time. She's been under this conservatorship since 2008. Like, I feel like at this point, because she just turned 39 earlier this month, it's time that, Jamie loosens up the noose a little bit and let Britney live her life. Did y'all also know that her boyfriend, Sam Asghari, had COVID? He had the coronavirus. But he said that he didn't infect her. He had stayed away from her and that sort of thing, and he's doing fine now. But I was gagging when I heard that story, that her boyfriend had the Ronas. I wonder how he's, been dealing with a lot of the drama that's going on in her life, because I'm sure it's a lot. And I know he's been her support and her rock and all this other stuff. And it's unfortunate that, she's going through so much. She's just like an animal trapped in a cage. And I get it. If she suffers some bipolar disorder or any form of mental illness, I'm always down for people getting the help that they need. And hopefully she is getting the help. And I really hope she's getting the help. But I just feel like Britney's such a lost soul. She does, that light that was once in her eyes is just gone. And I'm rooting for her to get better. And I know her father did say that they don't have the greatest relationship. He hasn't spoken to her in 3 months. And this is probably why, because you just have her in this conservatorship and she wants to be free. Hashtag free Britney. So I'm rooting for you, girl. I don't know if she'll ever perform again. And if she doesn't, that's okay. Britney's had a good run. She's, Prince, I ain't gonna say Prince of Pop. Kylie Minogue is the Princess of Pop. Madonna's the Queen. Britney's I'll call her the Duchess of Pop. Because, Kylie has been around for 30-something years. Madonna's been around for 40 years. Britney's been doing music for a good 2 decades. So I'll call her the Duchess of Pop. So I'm rooting for you, girl. Kunge ran for president. Now, this man has done a lot of dumb shit this season, with the whole thing about talking about Kim and trying to abort Northwest and saying a lot of crazy shit. And, slavery was a choice. And I could just go on and on supporting Trump and wearing the MAGA hat. This man is a goddamn clown, and releasing horrible ass church music, not paying, allegedly, the choir that did his Sunday service, all of that stuff. The running for president was the last straw, and fuck the 60,000 people that voted for him and took potential votes away from Biden. But you know what? Biden didn't need it. Joe Biden, president-elect Joe Biden, did not need it. He still went on and had his successes and did his thing and all that other good stuff. And kudos to him. He still became the president, even though, Kanye, who never voted in his life, all of a sudden want us to vote for him. Shady pig. by the way, and him having, this is when he went and had the whole Kim revelation. And word on the street is them two are living two separate lives. So I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on that story as it develops, because I'm just waiting for the gauntlet to drop and y'all tell us that, Kim filing for divorce, because I guarantee you she will do it before he does. And with the family dynamic that she has, and them Kardashians, once they stick together, you know how they love to take down black men, chew them up and spit them out. Okay, and so she's definitely got the family in her corner, because at the end of the day, they're all as thick as thieves. And now my final one, because I definitely want to get to EJ's. Feel like I've been going on and on and on for a long time with this the controversy. Okay, so we have Sherry Pie from RuPaul's Drag Race, and that whole situation with her, how she created a whole profile where she was pretending she was a casting director and telling people that she was going to help you get a role, but you had to send her video footage of you doing sexual things and being naked and all these things, and these actors went and fell for it. They were willingly, because they thought they were going to get this part and they were going to be famous and they were going to be in a movie and this, that, and the other. And you had Sherry Pie up in here causing, this was the guy on the right who was the first to accuse Sherry Pie of the drama that transpired before the episode aired. And I think around the time when Sherry Pie was supposed to make her debut, because they split the cast into groups of, 14 drag queens. So it was 7 one week, 7 the next week, and Sherry Pie showed up in the second week. And before her episode even aired, that's when the big bomb dropped. And the word on the street is that Sherry Pie was still catfishing people even up to when her episode started to air. So she was saying, I'm sorry, this and that. No, this thing was still doing her shenanigans even around that time. So seeing that whole controversy, and RuPaul's Drag Race were gagged, flabbergasted by the whole thing, because they were like, how could we possibly miss this? And I heard they had a similar incident that happened this season with another queen who they chopped before she even made it onto the show. So I forgot who it was, because a friend of mine told me who it was. But yeah, there was a queen that was eliminated on the current season before that whole situation went down. But yeah, I know that was like they were completely blindsided by this, and it messed things up with RuPaul's Drag Race. I thought it was a really good season, and they had a really strong team of queens on the show, but it was unfortunate that the show suffered a bit. But I don't even think they suffered. I think a lot of people did tune in. It did cause a lot of the blogs to talk about this whole situation. And there were like big Twitter conversations about it. I would have really have liked Drag Race to address the drama that transpired and everything that went on in the reunion. I would have loved for them to do that instead of trying to sweep it under the rug like it didn't exist. But yeah, not addressing that big elephant in the room doesn't solve the issue. So I would have really loved for them to have talked about it, but I guess they didn't want to take away from the what was going on with the other queens on the show. But yeah, that was the only thing that I was upset about. But yeah, so that's my list. And I know EJ had to step away real quick, but hopefully I've rambled on enough to bring him back in so that way he could tell us his picks of all things that moments for him that had happened in 2020. So are you there? Technology and all. Technical difficulties. Oh, so I don't know. Maybe he's still refreshing. But yeah, as I was saying before, thank you all for those of you who are tuning in. Love you all. We're not going away just yet. Want to try to bring EJ back. I'm looking a little Abraham Lincoln-ish with this beard. Oh no, I'm just trying to grow it out. My little curls. But anyway. But yeah, I'm just appreciative of all of you who are tuning in and watching and commenting and all of the good stuff. And oh my God, I'm just scared to see how long this episode is when it uploads to YouTube later. But it was just so much that was going on in this episode that yeah. So yeah, be sure to follow me on Chris Avalon OFFI1, both on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Because yeah, I changed my Instagram handle. So yeah, it's Chris Avalon Officials, but it's official, but it's Chris Avalon OFFI1. So that basically means it's Chris Avalon Official. So it's on the Instagram, it's on Twitter. Also be sure to follow the R guy who pretty much who interviewed with us today and told us what was going on with G status and all that good stuff. And looking forward to all his, endeavors and all the things he's got in the works, especially that, the coffee scrub and all the other stuff. So looking forward to that. Also be sure to check out tribe.com for all the latest entertainment news, all my celebrity tea that I be spilling, and queer-based news. I saw the other day that Rick, who created the website, because I am an executive of the site as well, he was telling me that viewership is going up. He's like, I don't know what you did. I'm like, honey, I'm promoting. That's what I'm doing. Like, that's how we're getting the viewership. I'm writing it and I'm advertising on Twitter. I'm advertising on Facebook. It's in my stories, so people are looking at it and clicking on it. And yes, he is here. I can stop rambling. But bitch, I was promoting, honey. So,
so
you heard my list, and I love to hear yours.
Yes. So let's get to my list real quick. So we're gonna start here with the first one. You guys know I love influencer stories, so we're gonna get to the biggest influencer app at the moment, which is TikTok. And there was a situation with the Mickey D's. We're gonna stay on Mickey D's. We have another story following this one, but let's take a look at a video that went viral that broke the internet, literally, and also McDonald's stock price. So, as you guys can see,
that boy was cute though.
That's what you got from it.
No, that's not what I got from it. The true gag is I knew that because I work in the service industry and not McDonald's, so don't even try it. I work in more upscale, high end food. Well, it's burgers and things of that nature, but it's a little pricier. But I knew that about the drinks, that the small, medium, large, all the same time. Well, you saw it when you looked at the large, there was still a little bit left that it wasn't entirely full. But the trick is if you add a little extra ice, it fills up the soda because ice sucks it up. So there's always little tricks that goes in there, and I know that people were pissed because wait a minute. So I'm buying a small, and the small literally is no different than a medium and a large. If you pretty much get the same consumption of soda in the same size, regardless of the size of the cup, but they're charging you. I knew that. But I wonder if he still got his job because he revealed that.
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Companies don't like when you expose their secrets.
Right. I mean, that's why that video has been taken down, but we got it, and there you go. Thanks to the internet. So the next story here is this one here about Burger King basically telling everyone to go to McDonald's. As you guys can see there, we never thought we'd be asking you to do this. And this story, shout out to the Guardian here for that one. And basically it goes on and says, end the beef. Why Burger King wants people to eat at McDonald's. And it goes on and says here, basically that it has been, it has broke the internet. And once again, another story that basically people were just shocked on what they posted message saying order from McDonald's, and it goes on their end game, and it says here, we never thought we asked you to do this, says the post, but rest in point, thousands of staff really need your support at the moment. It also name checked KFC, Subways, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Five Guys, Greg's, Taco Bell, Papa John's, and others. Some have admired the act of fellowship among the fast food chains. So basically, because of what's going on with COVID, they did some little promotion, but people were shocked. You know, these are all competitors, and you know, in that industry, as you mentioned, it is very cutthroat. So I just found that story interesting. And yeah, I'm trying to get these other stories here, so bear with me, ladies.
I think that's a really good thing that they did. They're promoting other fast food chains and saying, like, you know what, we're all struggling. I know we can't do indoor dining, but you know, we are a service industry that's trying to survive. A lot of people are still trying to keep their jobs. It's not easy. Like, hours are getting cut. I mean, child, I was telling you earlier, like, I started looking at my schedule and it's like, bitch, where the fuck my hours go? But then I'm looking midway into January and I'm like, I'm getting more hours. So you can't win for losing. Like, I love the money, and it can be stressful. And there are times where people aren't respectful of boundaries when it comes to this whole COVID thing. You know, I was helping stall while you go and get your things. I don't know if you noticed, but I actually like the fact that they did this. And you know what? Even though we're all competitors, well, you know, KFC and all of them are all competing for, you know, the almighty dollar. You know, it's great to see them do something so selfless.
Right. I agree. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And about, you know, better, you know, something better than nothing. And, you know, speaking of that, we got here, my next story is here, Time 100. You got BTS. And the cover. BTS? Yes. And I thought that was, yes, for being a K-pop group and, you know, breaking through the bounds in America here. I thought it was great that they got their success. You know, they're about to go into the military. It is rule out there in their home country that you have to do time in the military, at least a year or whatnot. So we'll be seeing them breaking up, hopefully get back together. But they definitely made an impact in American culture. And shout out to you guys at BTS and the BTS Army.
Wait, hold on. They forced that. Wait, it's a requirement for you to go into the military if you're in Korea, South Korea.
Yeah, right. It's a requirement because they're not like they're basically celebrities, and celebrities out there. It is rule that you have to, you know, give your duty to the country. I think for a year though. I'm not sure if it's all of them. I think it's a certain age group, but yeah. So we won't be seeing them for a while, which is why we got Blackpink now, the girl group, to like take over. So they're slowly but surely, you know, doing their thing. But yeah,
no shade, but I do love Blackpink more than I do like BTS. So
right, exactly.
Blackpink in your area.
We got Kamala Harris and Joe Biden on the cover of Time magazine. This is a monumental thing for obviously reasons don't need to be said. But what we're going to do here is take a look at Kamala Harris in her acceptance speech from the DNC, Democratic National Convention, when she was officially nominated as the president for the Democratic Party. And let's take a listen.
So let's fight with conviction. Let's fight with hope. Let's fight with confidence in ourselves and a commitment to each other, to the America we know is possible, the America we love.
We got Kamala Harris, Joe Biden on the cover here. And then next, I want to get to a person who's been all over. We got Lizzo He was nominated as Entertainer of the Year on the cover of Time. She's been going through a lot with Lizzo, as those that follow her know that, with her health issues or whatnot, and now she's on the verge of just being her badass self and just not really caring what people say. Although people have things to say about her losing weight, they don't want you to or whatnot. And I think she's really giving the haters and people on social media who just can't get their, mind their own business, a piece of their own medicine, and people don't like it. But I love what she stands for, and for big girls everywhere. And and it's her prerogative what she wants to do with her life. And I don't think people shame her or scold her for showing her ass and twerking. Twerking is not it is not sacrilegious. It is not any of that. It's just a dance move. It's cultural, and we need to get out of our American Christianity of it all and stop making sex such a big thing. And you only sexualize it in your mind if you have a perverted mind. There because children do it in Africa. It's just a way of our culture. And you white people love it, so stop it. Shout out to Lizzo, and we love to see it. Black excellence. And then finally, speaking of time, continuing, we're gonna get to another. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, not on the
year. He finally got the Time cover he's always wanted.
Wait a minute. This is what he'll be remembered for his time on Earth.
Shitting on the planet.
That was not meant to be on here, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize, or do I?
Shitting on the planet. Or shitting on America. Him and bitch McConnell.
Shade on the panel, honey. Shade on the panel.
That's what we look for.
Right. And last but not least, I have there of an interesting story that I thought that we could take a look at here. So basically, guys, we all use this every day, all day. So shout out to Twitter for this one. These are, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 tweeted emojis ever of 20. So yeah.
I use number 1 and number 5 a lot.
Right. Wait, 1 and 5 up. Yeah, exactly. I use pretty much all of them, but the one I use the most would be probably the heart emoji, like you did with the face, because I send that to DJ, my partner, all the time, or the one with the hearts around the face, the lovey-dovey one. But I think we all use the one, especially the question mark. Like that one's funny. But yeah, guys, these are the most tweeted emojis around the world. Hashtag this happened. You can check that out on Twitter. I thought this was interesting, because, like I said, we use emojis all the time, and you always wonder, like, wait, I wonder who used what the most. So now we know. This is all based on Twitter. We're always giving him, a little emoji to add a little feeling to it, or GIFs now. But I think number 4 and maybe in number 8 would probably be in number 1, 4, 8, and 1. Which the laughing my ass off, and then the LOL is number 1. And then the number 8 is the question mark. Like, I think those are the most that I've seen, But yeah, so you guys want to know more, you can check that out there. Yeah, but lastly, this is a story that I wanted to talk about here. I told you about this earlier. This is the story that I thought was worthy of, let me pull it up here, worthy of talking about. And this is about the conservative, shall I say, the conservative party of people who love to talk shit about us, but then deep down they lying in the bed with the man, but going on the pulpit and saying something else. Shout out to you, Jerry Falwell, who is no longer the head of Liberty University. I said Liberty University.
Liberty.
He is no longer the head after a detailed 3-way relationship emerged between him, his wife, and the pool guy. Child, you broke this story on your podcast. This story has still been blowing up because there's been more and more leaks, and he admitted and just first he denied it, then he admitted, ciao. But these people are disgusting. You know, they like to throw the torch at us, but you like a little dick. And
the fact that there was a story that the pool boy slept with the wife, and how they would go to hotels and it'd be 3 ways, and how he would basically he got off on having the pool boy sleep with his wife as he watched. So there was a whole bunch of stuff. And it's funny how these hypocrites, you know, stand on the pulpit talking about we all going to hell for being gay and this, that, and the third, and y'all got your own little freak things going on behind closed doors, which is why a lot of these people who speak loudest from the rooftop, I always give them that side. I'd be like, so what skeletons you got in your closet? And believe me, there was a lot of juice and a lot of stuff that came out with that. So yeah, that was definitely a scandalous story this year.
Yeah. That you know, I'm just tired of the hypocrisy, you know, and that's something that probably hears so much. But these people are really good at that. They're good at the hypocrisy, and I, for one, am tired of it. So lastly, I want to, you know, I always show you guys what's going on in the world of magazines. So I found this picture. We were talking a lot about Real Housewives and stuff. So I found this picture here. Let me pull this up. And we got the one and only, she's, you know, beautiful Black woman who's holding it down. Yes. You guys see the marquee there. Let me pull up these pictures here of Miss Garcelle, honey. And I gag Alish, first of all. Like, I was just like, wait a minute. This is stunning. And I'm hoping that she continues to thrive and get her just.
Well, she is a former model.
You know, I right. And I believe I real. And you know, I watched me and DJ. You know what's going on right now with this week. This week, everything is a repeat. So we said, let's just watch the rail, see what's going on. We need a little entertainment news, and they actually talk about really good stuff. But shout out to you, Garcelle. You know, she is doing a damn thing in the Harper's Bazaar. And this is one of the pictures here.
Photo wearing a mask. Oh,
yes.
I like that one.
Yes, me too. Like, I'm like, you better work, girl. Look at that one, y'all. That one is dope. Like, she's like waiting for the man to come home, honey. And this is another one here, giving very much elegance and royal. Yes, and this is the cover of the magazine. I'm like, she better work. Garcelle Bouvet doing the damn thing. Shout out to everyone on Twitter, Peach Report Daily and Real Housewife Confessionals for sharing this stuff here. I get all my Real Housewife stuff from them. But yeah, and they keep us in the loop of what's going on. So Garcelle, shout out to you. She ended 2020 with the bang. She resigned to next season. She's on the rail getting those checks. She got movies coming out next year, March. We got Eddie Murphy, coming, yes, and the list goes on and on. And by the way, she had her son on the show too, and I didn't know she had an older son. Not bad looking, but okay.
Yeah, she does. I remember she's mentioned the older son. I forgot that she had an older son, but
right,
she mentioned her older son when, you know, the first season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and yes, she is returning for another season. So it'll be interesting to see, like, you know, all that's going on with there, especially with all the controversy surrounding Miss Erica Jane and all of that other stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for the upcoming season of Beverly Hills, and I'm glad that we're finally seeing a resurgence of Miss Garcelle because we haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. She worked on a show Hollywood Today Live with my favorite Ross Matthews. But
I remember that show.
Yeah, it didn't go nowhere, unfortunately. But yeah, she's back. I can't wait just to see more Black excellence on our screen, honey. Yeah, guys. So that is all we do. We wrapped up this end of the year show. I know we gotta wrap this up. Chris gotta get some rest and go to work. Like the rest of this country.
This is the longest episode I think we've ever done, but yes.
Right, but it's a wrap up. So we
Not that
we
I'm
had the
complaining.
interview. We had so much fun tonight. Right, exactly. So much fun tonight. You guys can tweet and chat with us. At our handle. Let me put the handles in here. But yeah, Chris, I mean, this was a very fun year, as you mentioned. Like we have started this show to really just give a different take of what's on YouTube already, something with some substance, if you will, no shade.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're on the way, something really great. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
I agree. It's
And you
like
can, I guess, send us out.
Yeah, so we created the show because it's like I love entertainment news. I like all these different things. I want to do more on camera stuff, and it's just we bring the shade, but we also add a little substance because don't want to just be like, oh, it's easy to just roast and gag somebody or just say some shady shit or come for people's throats. I was like, yeah, we finally we put twat, but look, it happens. But anyway, creating this little show,
inside joke
like,
for y'all.
All the stuff that's going on in entertainment news and what's going on in pop culture. Yeah, let's just get on there and just from two men's perspective of the Rainbow Coalition. So we bring our own little twist to things, but we also not only just throw a little shade, but we wrap it, we bring it around and we just add a little substance. And for those of you who have been rocking with us from the beginning and have been liking and hitting me up and via text or Facebook Messenger, or whatever the case is, I appreciate you all for telling me great show. I love what you're doing and all this stuff. Yeah. So just thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and support. And yes, Wednesday Night Kiki, the official season will, because this was a 12-week sneak peek we did, and plus we're doing the wrap-up show. So yeah, we'll be back in 2021, January, with brand new episodes and lots of surprises, new looks, some guest co-hosts, some celebrity interviews, kind of like what we did today, where we had we had our guy on, and he basically said, you know what, if anything, if you guys want to have me on, I'll come back. I had a great time. So we popped our celebrity interview virginity on this show. So more to come.
Yes, we did, and it was super fun. Like.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to highlight some people that y'all not familiar with that you should get familiar with, because I know everybody always wants the big name celebrity and stuff, and I'm sure we'll get those down the road. But we want to highlight people who are interesting, who are doing good things from our community that you should be getting to know. Y'all shouldn't only just know people that are already established. You need to know people who are also on the come up, who are about something and are on to bigger and better things. So that's what we're here to do. And that's what I've always wanted to do. So yeah. I also want to thank. I also want to, on the air, because I even did it behind the scenes, but I'm gonna do it on camera too. I basically want to thank Mr. EJ Parker for helping me take this idea and bring it to life. Like all the graphics, the pictures, the videos, all that stuff you see. He's basically working day and night, putting all this together and helping me out with a lot of things. He even created the graphic for my top music list of 2020. Like I was like, oh, can you do me a favor? Can you take these pictures and just do something with it? And he gave me something that I didn't even have in my brain of how it looked. I mean, how was I expecting it to look? But I loved it. And it just gave me like this nostalgic color look. So he's been very helpful in getting, this show as well as On the Line, the music, all the graphics, the videos, all this stuff that he works tirelessly to help put together based off of just stuff that I'm like, okay, this is what I need. This is what's going on. Like me producing, he's helping me produce. He's doing all the technical stuff because I don't have the patience for it. Those who went to film school with me know that about me. That I do not have the patience for, the technical stuff. But I just want to, we both have a similar goal and a similar vision. And I think we're helping each other in so many ways, but you've really exceeded my expectations on something that I wanted to do, and you've just taken it to the stratosphere. So I just want to thank you for all the work that you have put into this messy ass show.
Well, you are absolutely welcome. And I couldn't, say it enough either. I think you and I have a really good thing going on, and I'm looking forward to 2021, what's to come, and better and greater things. This year has been rough, and I believe in your talent, likewise, with you and me, and I think next year would be definitely a great one for everyone. But more so you and I. We put a lot of work into this, and just want to stay focused, and it's working with you. This is something new to me as well,
Likewise.
and yeah, I mean, you push me to continue to go forward, and every time, thinking about what I could do now to spice up the show and stuff, and get bigger and better. And tonight was just a precipice of what's next for us here on Wednesday Night Kiki, and you with on the line and all that good stuff that we're working on collectively, separately as well. Because you have your own goals, and this is just the beginning of where you're heading too.
Absolutely. So that's why I say I look forward to 2021. And if y'all like all this and plan on, once things open, y'all want to book a bitch, be sure to hit me up on Chris Avalon Official 481 at gmail.com. That's the business email. Or you could just slide in my DMs. Y'all see our little tweet handles and stuff that we put up there. Chris Avalon of FFI1 over at Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, let's wrap this up because I've just been talking too damn much and a bitch is tired. So love you all for watching. Tune in next year, 2021. We'll be back with brand new episodes of Wednesday Night Kiki as well as On the Line, and the Chris Avalon Show returns this Saturday at 2 to 4 on alldigitalradio.com. So with that being said, love you all for watching. Until then, ciao, darlings. My pageant way.
This is for faggots.